Weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me. And I can't hold it much longer. Gotta let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hello, world. It's the Foul Territory Playoff Watch Along. Second time we're doing this. Braun, it's Frazier, it's Kratz, it's more humans joining us later on. So we welcome you to watch along with us during the Phillies-Braves Game 3 action in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the winner of that game will be...
Fighting Phil.
Wow. Kratz, do you agree?
I just want to be able to hear the stadium out my window. So if it gets ruckus, I'm going to open the window and see if I can hear it.
You will not hear it. You are not near anything.
You never know.
No.
45 minutes from the stadium.
Yeah, you won't hear it. There are way too many
Be a lot cooler if I did.
farms in between or something like that. So here's the deal. If you're joining us on here for the first time, welcome. Join the chat. Let us know questions, comments throughout. We're going to watch the game. Once it starts, we'll kind of tune it up so we're watching it at the same time. And then we will have our nice little scorebug with us on the right side there with the score and the lineups and then box score, how they're doing. So, hello.
You know what I love about playoff baseball is when the games start. In this game, yeah, it will. It starts in like the little sun, little shade area, and then it gets dark at the end. Like that's when you know we're in playoff baseball because games start at any time. If there's 3 games going on, it could be a 1, could be a 4. But this 5 o'clock start, maybe a little shadows, as you could see in the outfield. I don't know if you can't see on TV. The sun is almost over the 401 sign, but it might be that first inning where guys are in between, and then all of a sudden we could be gangbusters after that.
Dude, it will be awesome. It is going to be the part I like is seeing everybody in the sweatshirts that aren't playing. Like that's I see what you're saying with the shadows. The batter's eye is in the light, but it's just that cool, crisp air. And the thing that's different, I try to explain people like the difference between Philly and other places. There's just a constant hum. Other places, they're like, we'll go get snacks and we'll kind of cheer. And then when something happens, oh my goodness, that is crazy. But Philly, they just start at a different level and then it goes higher. And it's going to be ruckus. It's going to be a tough place for Elder, an all-star this year, but not the best second half. You know, maybe he's tiring. Maybe the league's kind of figuring him out. I think he's going to be fine going on in his career because he throws strikes. But tonight, he may try to not throw as many strikes because last time out to the Phillies, he was getting waffled.
Oh, he's a big boy. He's no slouch either. Look at the size of him.
Nope. He'll be ready. He'll be ready. There's no doubt. I mean, you never go into one of these games. I shouldn't say never. Probably somebody did, but you never go into one of these games saying, I just don't know if I'm going to have my best stuff. You're so amped up to play in this game. He'll be fine.
You're not worried about your best stuff. You just wanted to get that first strike over the plate, and boom, 12-4, 3.181 ERA. Whoopsies.
The problem was the first half versus the second half was a very stark contrast.
And they don't really have anybody else.
Kratz, like what? I mean, guys in the first half were like, I can't hit that damn fastball. I can't get a read on
like
it.
An invisible.
Right. But then maybe they saw it enough. Is it an invisible?
No, it's a sinker.
No. Sinker. Yeah.
Sinker guy.
Invisible, and people still can't get a good grip on it. Though it wasn't as good this year, Javier's, because it didn't have as much ride to it. But for Elder, what happened with the stinker ball?
To me, it looked like from the first start against the Phillies, his first start against the Phillies, he had 6 punch outs, 2 walks. And then his last one, he had 2 or 3 walks. Shoot, now I forget. He had 2 or 3 walks, but 0 strikeouts. Like it was, I'm sorry, he had 5 walks, 0 strikeouts. I saw a velo dip, not a lot, but Todd, Man, you get 2 more miles an hour off of a sinker. It's already only 93-ish.
Mm-hmm.
He's thrown that thing 90, 91. Now you try to nibble. Maybe he even knows his velocity's down. Who knows? There's so many things. But if you know your velocity's down, maybe you're not feeling so great about throwing a ball in the zone. But if his velocity goes up for this game, if he can get a little shot of adrenaline, this will be huge for the Braves to be able to keep him in it through 5 innings, because that's when you start to get to Nola a little bit. Teams start to get to him 5th, 6th inning, 3rd time through the order. I'll probably see a pretty quick hook once there's one runner on and Nola's out there 3rd time through the order.
Interesting. I think Nola's going to be fired up. He did great last time. The key is keeping Acuna off the bases, man. He's been on one time, I think this whole 2 games they've played. I mean, I think he got hit by a pitch.
Twice,
I mean,
yeah. He walked
twice.
and hit by pitch.
Walking hit by pitch, and that's the biggest thing. Keep him off the bases.
I think keeping them all off the bases, but Nola's not going to be able to control any kind of running game. Real Muto's their only hope back there to try to even contain a running game. But they run. The Braves are the best in baseball at taking the extra base. The Phillies are no slouch. The Phillies started out the first month of the season, they were like 20th or 25th in baseball in taking the extra base. And since then, they made a conscious effort of it. They're number 1 since then, but they still ended up 9th in the league in taking the extra bases. So this is to me, this is the National League. This is National League champion right here, and World Series champion. Unless the Rangers keep swinging like they are, then nobody's going to beat those dudes.
Of course. But I agree. Whoever wins this series is winning it all, in my
Really,
humble opinion.
Rangers and the Astros look pretty good too. We'll see them.
No,
later
you're
on
right.
this
You're
evening.
right. I just
Astros have a pretty good looking team.
Shocker. Weird. What is it?
Yeah.
7th? They're going for the 7th straight. Tonight they win 7th straight American League Championship Series.
Yep.
Wow.
7.
Although there is a new X factor in play in that game. Byron Buxton activated. Alex
No way they
Kirilloff
put him in
to
the lineup.
he's not in though. He is.
Oh, he's not in the
right.
lineup?
He's riding the pine. But
Wow.
hey, pinch runner, tie game in the 9th. Sorry, that just came out of nowhere.
They ain't asking that dude to pinch run like Terrence Gore.
No.
Like Billy Hambone.
Ooh,
I'll take him
Hambone.
for an AB though.
Yeah. Little swing and sway like Sammy K.
We're
First-
on one today, kid. Here we go.
we're
First
just getting
pitch.
started.
Definitely going to be hacking first pitch. Where are you guys at?
Here we go. Let's get the game going. Also, I think the winner of this game is whichever team has more heart and nuts. But real talk, I'll go Phillies. Well, it's AJ Minter's
Hard
famous
nuts.
line.
I love it.
Did you hear when he said that?
Yes, I did.
Post game. So
Tell me where you
winner,
guys see
winner
the
takes
first
all
pitch.
the heart and nuts.
You say the same thing.
I already saw the first pitch.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
my
well,
God,
Kratz, you're gonna have to back your ass up.
we're like 30 or 40 seconds behind.
I'll pause that, John.
Can you
Okay.
pause it?
I'll tell you when. For everyone watching right now, we just got the shot of Acuna. He's doing his little dance,
Looking yellow.
digging in. I'll tell you when first pitch comes through.
When the catcher hits the glove, right?
Right.
It's a
Delivery, glove, missed. Ball 1.
Did you? Now you can play.
Kratz, are you in line? Were you that
Now.
far ahead of us?
I was that far ahead. I'm getting on the
boy.
second pitch right now. I'll pause it until tell me when it hits his mitt.
The second pitch.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Second pitch, delivery, through, mitt. Ball 2, same spot.
That was
Same
unbelievable.
spot, Paint City. Nola's a dude, man. Nola's gonna whatever team signs him next year, they're getting a guy that just absolutely posts every single year.
Who's
So
that? Mark behind the plate?
I think it's Mark Carlson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he was ready for that curveball too.
Don't
So
throw Acuna the cutter.
my thing, Kratz, is we talked about this a couple times. Nola's stuff is still good. I just think there's a little bit more of a location issue time to time where something drips over middle, and that's a homer.
Nice
That's a nice
Harper.
play at first by Long-time first baseman, Bryce Harper, who's been at the position for many, many weeks.
Many's game.
Yeah.
Tens of games.
Listen, he didn't even run the first base there. That was something.
Bench him.
Bench him. You won't.
Where's what's his name? We just talked about him, the closer. How he didn't remember your name. The closer, Papelbon.
Jonathan Papelbon.
Hey, he explains that.
character.
He explains that on that pod.
He does. Get ready for that.
Oh, that was a strike.
Well, Papelbon didn't remember my name when we did the interview, and I didn't remember that Kratz did the interview, so we all suck.
It's all part.
Kratzy, let me ask you this. That high pitch on the first pitch there, it's so hard to get, but at the same time, it is a strike. You know what I mean?
I think JT does a great job at the bottom of the zone, and I backed up by stats that I think you just can't get that first. You can't get that high pitch if you're also getting a low pitch. It's two mechanically different pitches to receive that ball. But it's a strike. To me, it's a strike, especially to Albies, and you need it to Albies.
And he gave Albies, basically two of those changeups back to back, because that first one was freaking nasty. Second one wasn't as tight.
Now, what do you come here? 2-1, back-to-back changeups. What do you come here?
You can go breaking ball. You can go curve ball back door.
Hey, I wish we could hear the crowd. This looks.
I can feel the crowd, and also, Kratz can hear them, so it's fine.
That's true.
I got to open my window first.
Yeah.
Kratzy, spot on.
Nothing.
And you can get dangerous right there. Like if you go curveball back door, you're fine because Albies needs that ball down and in. But if you throw that thing, accidentally throw it down and in, oh my gosh. Bush is central.
It's going to be pulled foul for about 500 foot.
No, he would keep that thing fair, and it would be your fee for days.
Oh, Louisiana.
Oh.
95, Kratzy.
Cream cheese.
You need to go and watch the documentary. I think it's on Stony Brook about the team when Stony Brook made the NCAA tournament and they beat LSU. He was the game one starter. Freaking, this dude looks exact same as a freshman for LSU. Nola.
I know, I'm busting chops.
No, Albies went to Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh, you know what? Even though that's got the heart of the plate right there, that's 95. That's 2 or 3 ticks higher than what he usually throws, right or wrong?
100%. And this is the matchup right here. Career 386 hitter against Nola.
Oof, what do
and
you
he's
pitch
done
here?
it on everything. I got him at a 1.5 bases over, please.
Two-seamer in. He got jammed. Oh, it's a blooper probably.
Yep. There's your first base. Did you really take him in an over bet?
Yeah, I took a 1.5.
Oh, yeah, don't tell your friends about cool bets.
I mean, it was.
I'll just sit here and do my own thing and act like I played in the big leagues and know everything that's going to happen on the field.
He keeps those to himself.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. We got a whole thread of Nerfies and Yerfies.
Look at EY Senior over there. Oh man, that was a huge.
Hey, they're talking about EY. They're talking about EY being a manager.
Really?
Thumbs up or thumbs down? What you got?
Thumbs up because I'll probably be on the bench with him.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to?
Do
you want to coach? Like if they're like, hey, Todd Father, $100,000, you're gonna go all across the freaking country, and
I would probably do it for a year so I could get my 10 years in. Right, Kratz? Hey, Kratz, I'll do it. I need 3 months. I'll do it for 3.5 months.
If you play, if they give you playing service time.
No,
same.
Look at this.
Oh, that is a pooch of a hit.
Wow.
See, that's why I don't like to shift in that crap too much, man. He's way over there, dude.
It's okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna lose the no Nerfy right now on a blooper, a nubber, and then watch here.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
You think so?
I'm trying to jinx it.
Oh, okay. I like that.
But
I'm for you.
But if they did say, Frazier, you could be the third first base coach, I'll sign up. And if they're struggling halfway through, I'm like,
nah.
Wife needs me home. This guy, I'm not jinxing anything. It's the truth. He's 0 for 6 right now. They got to get this guy going too.
Had a pretty nice season. Nice bounce back. Nice 40 hundo.
Tell you what, the lemon lime going on. Yellow, we got lemon lime.
You need it. Starts to get cold out. It makes you feel warmer. It's actually pretty warm in the Northeast.
It is.
Today.
We hit 70 today. That's
Yeah,
a
we
nice
did.
pitch. Excuse me.
I mean, it's just funny when you watch a pitcher like this nowadays. It's change-ups and knuckle curves, and then drop the occasional heater. Total backwards approach. I like it.
Oh,
There it is
back
again.
Hey, those back. That's like a Bronson Arroyo curveball right there, dude. When it backs up, you can't hit that.
How many fastballs has he thrown, you think, out of his 16 pitches? 3?
4. I had 4. 4 they threw. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, he went 3 curves here. What do you do? Fastball up, get him in chase, eye level?
No, I'm going curveball down and away.
Oh,
Oh, Freezer City,
All right.
Ozuna. See ya.
look, you don't know how hard that pitch is to hit, bro. Listen, that pitch, and as I'm a hitter, I'm looking out over too. I'm looking out over the plate, but it starts this far off, and you're like, ball. Oh.
Don't even talk about the fact that he just went 80, 81, 81. That thing looked like an BB coming at him.
101.
It was like while it ran back on the plate, the last running back on the plate, he was just like, what? Hey.
And that's why hey, listen, you ever strike out in an inning and you walk, take a step and look at the umpire like, oh, that was a strike? Damn. And you're like so confused with what just happened. Like my whole mindset just screwed up. Now you're done for the rest of the day.
No, not me. I'm swinging at that thing. And I'm swinging at the first 3 curveballs he threw me too. I'm like, this is my moment.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
hitting it.
Oh, I'm hacking all 3 of those. All right, I got lucky in the first half here, Kratzy.
No, that's good. But that's why in the season, and that's why I was up on my Yerfie and Nerfies this year, because you just ride it. You ride the teams. I would take, like, this would be a game, basically, for me.
Regular season.
I obviously am sucking in the postseason here. But here's the number for you. If you want to follow this crazy number in my formula, okay? As a home team, the Phillies averaged 0.58 runs a game. I mean, for the first inning, 0.58. They're 9th in baseball, so they're upper 30%. And the Atlanta, 0.6 runs per inning.
Wow.
So that's a total. So what you do then is you add those numbers together. 1.18 would be the number. So that's a guaranteed hit. If you don't hit it this game, you'll hit it the next game. You don't hit it, it's a guaranteed hit when they play each other, just because of how much they score. Shoot,
Yeah.
the Braves at home were just an absolute Yerfie monster.
Oh my gosh, that was phenomenal. And it'd be like 2 outs, bottom 1, 0-0. Riley Oppo homer. You're like, oh.
If it wasn't Acuna, it was somebody else.
Ronaldo.
The good one for me that I really cashed in on was it was an automatic. It was Oakland at home, and Toronto playing Oakland. Oakland at home scored a quarter run for every first inning. Toronto, 0.3 runs in the first inning on the road.
And you got to ride it.
Ride it.
If they do it the one day, the next day you go double. Then you go, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Because listen, if you do that with the team first 5 games, like if they get most of the time they're not going to get run every game. They're going to get a run. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like
Here it is.
It should be easy money. Here's Schwarbaum.
Mark Carlson already.
Oh, Marky.
Oh,
Look at Schwarber. He knows, and he knows it too. That's the frustrating part.
what exactly did he say? So that's how it's going to be tonight? Is that the first
No,
line?
he says, "You got that there? Really? Okay."
Elder was like, maybe I'll spike the next one in the dirt and see if he calls that too. I mean, that was not a strike.
No.
Fortunately, Carlson, he's a dude that'll talk. He'd be like, seriously? Like, you didn't have that?
He will talk. Yeah,
he'll talk to you.
He'll be like, okay, all right, good to know. Oh, that was nice.
That was nice.
See, I didn't think that was that nice. I feel like that's a slider. I mean, yeah, you got him to swing over it, but that slider to me didn't look like it had quite the bite.
Well, we're going to have to see as he moves forward.
And that's why Kratz is Kratz, because
he's a catcher. I'm going to listen to his word.
Most of America watches, they see a swing and miss.
Oh, and he's giving signs too. This is great. He's not using the pitch com.
because they're
Kratzy.
afraid it's too loud.
You know what?
That would be accurate.
You're
And
very
look at them
smart.
boys in the background. Look at them boys in the background. They're hype. The fans are on their feet. They want a Schwarbomb.
I don't think they sit the whole game.
Certain sections
In
don't.
between innings.
Yeah, certain sections don't sit.
Dude,
You
I
were there
love
last
that.
year, right, Bronny?
I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain sections sit, and certain sections don't. You know, the fancy pants crowd right behind the plate, as you can see, is already sitting because they're going to eat
Fancy
faces off for the
pants
next
crowd.
3 hours.
That's
gonna be-
the Diamond Club,
Right. Which
the
is
Hall
free
of Fame
food, right?
Club. Not free food. No, some of them do.
Oh, I thought there's a free food section.
There's a section that connects with the Hall of Fame Club, but it's not everybody back there.
No, right.
Here we go, Kratzy. 91 on the two-seamer here. Uh-oh.
I said that's the number.
He might get away with it in the beginning here, but it's going to come back to
But
haunt
that's
him.
his velo. I mean, that's him.
Yeah, no, I know.
Early in
but
the year, he was a 93 guy.
Oh, and it's dipped that much?
because it bites more. The faster it comes, here comes another off speed. Nice at bat so far.
That was non-competitive slider.
Now, right here, you could not hear your pitch com. I have a hard time believing you could hear the pitch com, and that's why they're going numbers.
Now you go two-seam fastball in here, or where do you go?
Sorry, I couldn't answer. I think I'm a tick ahead.
Just a tick.
We stepping on bag now. Just stepped
Yeah.
on bag.
Let me pause it for like 3 seconds.
I can give you the play-by-play of shot by shot. So now we got the dudes
High home?
popping up. Yeah,
Yep.
with their.
I'll tell you when it goes off high home.
And
No, not yet, because they're in the outfield.
Eddie Rosario is going to be the guy that swings this game.
Now.
yeah,
Perfect. We're right on pie.
in sync.
Oh, two-seamer here. Let's see. Oh, see, and that pitch will get hit later on, but that's still a tough pitch because it moves a lot. People are like, oh, that's right down Broadway. I'm like, okay, well, actually, it moved about 12 inches one way to the next. Oh, that's a good. See that it kind of works like a changeup too, Kratz.
What's
If
that?
you want, there's 91. How much bite it has?
No
I'm
doubt.
not saying hey, he's throwing 91, but it's like a hard changeup.
It's a lot of movement. Just think about this pitch of the 93. Like that's why they're little bright background too.
Yeah.
Now
Brizzy.
that slider had some sharp break. Darno even liked it.
He gave him one of these gloves. Like
He gave him this one. He gave him this one right here.
What did they do?
Attaboy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Are there any
Another
catch
slider
and
in the
love
dirt here.
signs for I didn't like that pitch?
Yeah, he went.
Yeah, this one right here.
What do you got? Is that what it is? Bad
Yeah,
pitch?
you're getting a new ball, and then you're throwing it back to the pitcher.
Oh shit! There you go.
You reach back and get a new ball.
Yeah, he definitely went on that one. Close, but not close enough. All right. 2 outs.
I think that background might be getting your nerfy, Kit. That background's still bright.
You just jinxed it, bro.
No.
What?
Here comes a home run.
By Bruce?
Bruce Harper?
Bruce has to get hot too if you don't know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
You're waiting.
He gets back. He's got 5 walks. Still 333 average. I mean, you mean power wise? You're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, he's being too cute here. I wonder what it was with a walk for Harper here. That would have been a good one.
It wasn't great. It was like minus 120. I didn't like it.
I mean, he
I
walks
like
a
the
lot.
other. He does. Yeah.
Now, did you like that one or no? Was that a sharper one?
That was just a landed. To me, that was a landed slider.
Little get me over.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I can't stand to get me over sliders, but that was landed. They want to go. He wants a backdoor slider.
He shook him off here.
He's going sinker away now.
Oh, that was a big mistake.
I have a question. Isn't a get me over slider a hanging slider?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's why.
Why is it that? Just because
So sometimes you
the
throw
batter took it?
Yeah, you throw a first pitch just to get a strike over. For me, I was not good at hitting those pitches.
The first pitch
Yeah.
breakers?
Twos.
What do we got?
Oh, man.
hey.
All right. Not happy that they got
There's
out. but I'll
AJ's.
take it.
There's AJ's 2 punchies. Make
That
sure
was
AJ
impressive.
knows.
Yeah, but he's got to give up 3 knocks. You gave up 0 so far.
I think that background was a little bright. Todd with the hit. Love that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so a couple things from the crowd. Yes, if you're watching us, what's up? It's Kratz, Braun, and Frazier. Frazier bouncing soon, and then we'll have Brent Rooker joining us later, Brock Holt, Grant McCauley on the Brave side of things. So I'll bring up some questions and comments, especially when we're in break from the game. Eddie said, I'm living in a cave, apparently. Harper plays first base now. Yes, Eddie.
Eddie. They played 162 games. Come on, Eddie.
Bryce had Tommy John surgery. He came back quicker than anyone. And then he wanted to play in the field, and they put him at first base. And it's working out pretty well for him, and might be the position of the future for him because
Not yet.
Rhys Hoskins is probably going to depart since he'll be a free agent.
I
No?
don't think he wants to go.
He gone.
Right. He
You
gone.
think so?
I think he's going to go.
What's a good landing spot for him? What do you guys think?
Reese's Pieces?
San Diego?
No, I mean, they just gave Cronenworth the bag, even though he's
San
not a first
Diego.
baseman.
Spanish for. I won't tell you what it's Spanish for.
A whale's what? Go ahead. Finish my sentence. A whale's.
Tree said, Kratz for Yankees manager in 2024. Well,
Thanks,
here's
Tree.
the funny thing. I got two issues with that, okay? Number one, Aaron Boone is going to manage the Yankees in 2024. Number two, Ethan Katz is still the pitching coach for the Chicago White Sox, so that would be a double violation. If you're referring to Erik Kratz, he has an R in his name. But if you're referring to Ethan Katz, I don't think he is up for any manager positions at the
I don't
moment
think he's up
because
for
he has a
manager yet.
job. No.
Hey,
He'll never be a manager.
EY would be a great manager.
There's openings.
I don't know. His
good.
name's popped up.
Do you know where he went to college?
Rutgers.
Yes, he did.
He
He had the Chris Sabo glasses,
Did he really? He had
I think
the rec specs.
and I think he's from Piscataway, New Jersey.
Piscataway.
We got a good bunch of cronies up here in Jersey. Good Italianos, good everybody.
Them boys.
Tell you what, them Twinkies need to step it up today, boys.
I think they
I was
might.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Rhys Hoskins might sign a little Twins action.
Oh, okay.
I think the Twins will have a better night. It's hard to have a worse night than yesterday. I also think the pitching matchup's in a little bit of a better spot for them. I mean, I know Sonny just had a bad day, but Christian Javier, dude's had, 3 or 4 starts in the playoffs now where he is insane.
And I'd like to apologize because I didn't think he was going to have a good outing.
He was – I mean, it was just
I'm sorry.
sloppiness, but it was crazy.
That two-seamer was nice, that first pitch. Tried to get a little more on there.
And Darno's back for anyone that was unaware. We had someone in the chat last time that was like, really? Really, guys?
Yeah.
No Murphy? And then he didn't comment later on when Darno.
Hey, Travis Darno and I in 2019.
Jesus, throw the ball, kiddo.
We were both 0 for our first 15 playing for the Rays.
Oh.
And Kevin Cash, we both got called over, like claimed off waivers kind of thing, just filling in for the people that were hurt at the time, Zunino and whoever else they were filling in. And Kevin Cash calls me and he's like, hey, we're gonna give Darno a couple extra at bats here. Like, I know we've been kind of off and on. I'm like, why would you not give him the at bats? Like, of course, he's a much better player than me, and he's like 10 years younger. He's like, okay, well, I appreciate that. And he goes off, and I think he's made like $30 million since then. So we were at the same exact spot.
Wow.
And the Rays, look at what the Rays did. They chose Travis Darno over me to play.
That's messed up.
It's not messed up. Great move.
Yeah, but you know what Travis Darno can't do? Foul
Uh,
territory.
foul. Actually,
Why not?
he would be legit.
He would?
Why
He
can't
would.
he do it?
He doesn't want to come. He doesn't want to come
He
on the
doesn't like
show.
to do that much,
Wait,
though.
time out.
He doesn't.
Why?
He could,
Why doesn't he want to come on the show?
because he said, the exact text message from him. He goes, "Man, that'd be so much fun to come on the show." He goes, "But I'm afraid people would like understand who I am, and then they would never respect me and the pitches I call when I'm behind the dish."
No, he didn't. I'm going to text him later.
That's
too.
ridiculous. I mean, I've
he's-
interviewed him many times for, the little stuff, the off day, the workout day during the playoffs. Hey,
He's awesome.
what's up? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
Fake
I
question,
gotta
fake
talk to him.
answer. Off
He's
season,
awesome.
he's got to come on. Nola Arsenal.
Well, if Jesse can look up my stats again, Aaron Nola, I think I was 0 for 19 with a hit by pitch
Come on.
with runners on first and second. That started a monster rally. I think it was the next pitch, base clearing double in Philly. I don't. That's one pitcher I don't think I've gotten a hit off. I think I've gotten one hit by pitch. 0 for 19. I gotta Jesse, if you
I
can
didn't know
look that up.
I'm telling you, this dude is a $120 million starter.
He just goes out there and totes that rubber.
It is, and I might be selling him short. It might be 150.
Yeah, I mean, think about this.
Hey, yeah.
Got him.
Oh man.
Nice. So, Jordan Montgomery, I think, is going to make himself a hundo. So,
Money?
yeah, you don't think
Yeah.
so?
No, 100%.
What, you don't think he's getting a hundo, or you do?
No. I said 100%.
Yeah, I think you're looking at a hundo for him. How do you go hundo for Monty and not Nola? No?
No, I'm saying I think Nola's anywhere from 120 to 150.
Right. Nola's getting more than Monty. Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Uh-oh.
Without a doubt. Nola's absolutely put up a ton of innings. You're paying the way I always look at it, Ian Kennedy, am I saying that right? Yeah.
Yes.
He got $80 million just because he made every one of his starts. So if you're making every one of your starts, and Ian Kennedy's numbers compared to where Nola's at, and this was 6 years ago, Nola's making every one of his starts. He's pitched in the postseason. He's shown he can do it. I'm thinking, guaranteed, this guy shouldn't make any less than 120. And I think the Phillies need to think about bringing him back because he's done it in this park.
I think his numbers alone against Todd
He gone!
really tells me. Yeah. He gone.
Tell him-
Great second.
Tell him my numbers.
All right, 21 plate appearances for Todd Frazier against Aaron Nola, 17 at bats, 1 RBI, 2 walks, no knocks.
0 average.
Sack
You got a
fly?
ribby on him.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was a squeeze bunt.
Hey, this bat right here can squeeze bunt. Oh, doesn't even cut. Oh, thank you, Jer. This bat right here can squeeze bunt.
No, we'll
There
take
you
it.
go. All right, Todd Father.
Hey.
You can say your
Hey,
say your
guys,
goodbyes.
enjoy. It's going to be some magic here.
Yeah.
Philly time.
Thank you,
Oh.
Todd Father, for joining us.
Absolutely.
Inning
There
and a
is
half.
no-
We'll have some other us very soon. We got 4 more guests on the list this evening, each giving us an inning or two. So it's bullpen game today.
It's a bullpen. It's a bullpen game for us. It's Mark Wiener's bullpen. He's not traveling by analytics. He's not. Jeremy
I think
Meyer.
he is actually traveling, watching the game.
He's traveling, watching the game, listening to the watch along. Right? He better be.
Obviously.
But Jeremy Meyer's he's our manager. We got Mark Wiener's the GM / president of baseball operations.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia Olson is the bench coach. She's gonna keep bringing people in. She's gonna be answering the phones. Jeremy Meyer's gonna be calling, giving the hook. Todd, first one to get the hook. Scotty B.
Wow.
Scotty B, what position do you want? What position do you want on our foul territory baseball org here?
Zobrist, I guess.
You want to be a Zobrist? You want to be everything because you're part of the sales team, the production team, the on field. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was going to give you more. I was going to give you the starting pitch. I was going to give you the starting shortstop. You're the
I'll take
one.
Ohtani.
You're the best looking one. You're not Ohtani. Sorry, you're not Ohtani. You're the best looking one on the team. You're the most fit. You're the youngest. You are
I'm
very
definitely not the
versatile.
youngest. On the maybe the
On the
in front
regs.
of the camera team,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah,
behind the scenes team.
Well, you're on the field.
I'm an old man with the behind the scenes team.
You're on the field here.
Yes.
It takes a village to do this, John.
Yeah, there are a lot of humans involved in this process. It doesn't look this pretty for free.
No.
So, thoughts so far?
Hey, are you back at the game yet? Elder just caught the ball. Ending warming up. They're now showing the.
Just caught it. So
Okay.
somehow we're behind you again?
Yeah, I think every commercial I come back a tick sooner.
That's what it is.
They're showing Elder's pitch arsenal.
Yep, I'm on that, and I'll
And
tell you when. You tell me when. I'll tell you when ours leaves. Once yours leaves, pause. Ours just left.
Perfect. I'm on.
Actually, it's not bad because if anyone new joins, they can play along.
They can join up every inning. Everybody's got different telecasts. This is old Alec Boehm. We played together on Team USA. He is just an RBI machine. For a young hitter to be able to know how to elevate the ball to the opposite field. I told him when we played together, I said, I think with your swing, you can have 100 RBIs in a season. Well, clearly I'm a liar.
Why?
Because he only got 97.
You said in a season. You didn't say this season.
Yeah, I said in a season. You know, he hadn't made the big leagues yet in 2019 when we played, right before the 2020 season.
Was he a rook 2020 or 2021?
I don't know if he got called up in 2020. I don't think he got called up. I can look it up, but
I can too.
2020 was the butt nugget season.
44 games in 2020.
Oh yeah, he raked then. Whatever his rookie year was, he raked.
Yeah, he raked. And he was bad in 21. He was back last year.
He wasn't bad last year.
No. Last year was fine. I'm saying in 21.
Yeah,
he had 247, 305, 342 slug, and 400 plus plate appearances. That ain't good.
His next time up, if they throw him that slider, he's going to get a knock to the right center. They can't just keep throwing balls the whole game, but with nobody on, it kind of like takes away his superpower.
Will there be a next time up?
Elder pitches like he's been. The first 4 batters is going to be a next time up.
True. We're pointing to the sunlight in the batter's eye. Then just randomly popped up with a bat signal on it.
I thought they were going to start Smith Shawer.
Do you think they're showing? Really? Do you think they're showing
exactly what we're talking about?
Yeah, just bank it. But they're like, hey, pretend like you're talking about the backdrop. We got to put a sponsor in. I don't hate it. I'm in
Why not?
the sales department. I'm just saying it's funny.
Yeah. We're not coming back if we don't get our advertisement on the game cam.
True. So, by the way, I want everyone to get themselves a little bit mentally prepared. Brent Rooker of the Oakland Athletics will be joining the show very soon. The Partey.
He was on that Team USA team too. Me, Ballmer, Brent Rooker.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Did we talk about that when we had him on Foul Territory, that you guys were friends?
We did. We did.
Cool.
But he was in that prison cell. He was in that prison cell filming he had no backgrounds. But yeah, he's great. He's a dude.
He had that Oakland background. Not the city, I'm talking about the organization.
He had I'm not going to be here very long, so I'm not putting anything up on the walls.
Correct.
because I rake and they'll probably get rid of me.
I actually now need to know about the hotel situation.
Yeah, I want to ask him. I want to ask him what he's because he doesn't. I mean, he was with the Twins before, so he knew some big league hotels. But I guess the A's are living that big life.
That was my exact question. And ooh, look at Elder. Buries that changeup.
They're not seeing that. That's 4 punchies. That 3.5 over hit.
Wow.
Hit in the first 2 innings.
He is feeling it.
That is crazy.
Remember when Bryce Wilson had his moment for Atlanta?
Yep. Kyle Wright was, the winners, always winning 20 games. Ian Anderson. The Braves just pump out pitching.
They pump out Bryce.
They pump out Bryce.
Bryce Wilson, soft tosser, big dude or bulky dude. Now Bryce Elder, soft tosser,
A lot of
bulky
Bryces.
Bryce, and
Braves.
a little playoff shove right now. It's early.
We might see. We'll see a Dodd. What's Dodd's first name?
Dylan
Dodd.
Big
league name.
Yeah. Dylan Dew. Some people can't tell. They're in the D and the O.
It's the
Dylan Dew.
O.
So tell me what's going on right now after Bryce just did that. Does Darno say, cool, dude, now we're going to go through with the bottom of the order game plan / potentially what we're going to do with the boys at the top? Or is it leave him alone? He's in the zone.
Right now, I leave him alone. Right now,
Not a word.
We've gone over everything. If he's a guy, it depends. Depends on what the guy is. If he's a sit on the bench next to me kind of guy, then he probably wants to talk about something. And I would just be like, hey, we good on the next 3 guys? And he would probably, he could say, yeah. Because I would just remind him. To me, it looks like they're emptying the tank. And that doesn't mean he's throwing a million every pitch. They're not afraid of mixing in pitches. Like right there, they went sinker, swing and miss, sinker, swing and miss, farther sinker, no swing, and then a changeup that was 86. So his fastballs were 89, 89, 88, 86. As a catcher, I'm like, whew, I'm glad we got through that. But I'm not leaving anything out there. I'm not like, you know what? We got to save this changeup for the last time through the order. No. I'm not telling him, but I don't see him going facing Harper next time through the order.
So he's one time through.
I think he might get Trey. I think he might get Trey.
Wow. And guess what? If you take him out and he's through 3 1/3 scoreless or 3 2/3 scoreless and something happens, the world will end.
Nobody will get on Snicker.
Nobody will?
No. Anything already? They're playing with house money already.
Okay.
Fans are excited about what they got out of Bryce Elder.
Who's starting game 4?
Smith Shawver. Unless Strider's making it.
Oh yeah,
back.
Strider is starting game 4. No, he is.
He's already been.
Forgot you because you got the extra day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we got
this. Was announced today.
We got those Scotty Braun days.
Killing me. Those extra days. I mean, it's good. You get Strider back on the mound for a 4 and Fried for a 5. I get it.
And the Phillies don't. The Phillies will probably go Ranger and then Wheeler.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Wow. What a pitch.
Oh. Man, you get ahead of me at each break. I still don't have it.
You don't have the pitch?
2-2 pitch is delivered, and it is Bryce. Bryce Tober.
Oh no, I got
Nola.
the 2-2 pitch. I was talking about the front door,
Oh, the 2-2.
as Pete Orr would call it, the indoor sinker.
I thought you saw 3 already.
No.
Okay.
The first. Let's see what we got. 7 guys through the order here. It shows me that the Phillies' game plan with Wheeler and Nola. 7 guys. I said 7. He had 2 runners, so 9 guys through the order with Wheeler and Nola going through this lineup the first time. Good game plan.
Highlight
Now-
8 goes. One more inning for Nola. Haha, sarcasm.
Whoa, that would be Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, no. You gotta get 6 out of your boy tonight. Oh, I got a Dodger question. Stricky, we'll ask in between innings. And Brent Rooker's joining us in 2 minutes.
Okay, we got
2
all
minutes.
that. 2 minutes.
Big leaguer coming through.
I mean, not even just a big leaguer. Don't diminish my man. Don't downgrade him. That's an all-star.
It is. You're right. All-star big leaguer coming through. After
Big
we had an all-star on today on Foul Territory regular show.
That's just what
It's
happens.
posted on YouTube and Pod with Merrifield. So good this year, all-star, that the Blue Jays decided they didn't want to play him in the playoffs. But whatever.
Womp, womp,
They know what they're doing. Don't mess with them.
womp, womp, womp. They had enough offense.
Yeah. Ronald. Well, there you go.
That's a triple.
Flying to second. Do you say that's a triple because he's going to steal third?
Yep. He'll wait for 2 outs to steal third.
Why? Why wait? Why wait when you back fly?
Because
You don't want to get that out.
they're
right
not
there.
going to let him. They're not going to let him. They'll pay more attention to him until 2 outs, and then they'll just let him take it and be fine with that.
But if I'm Atlanta, how's Nola with base runners?
Bad.
So, I'm thinking about it. All right, let's bring in our friend. What'd you say? Are you talking to me, Claude?
Albies with that breaking ball knock.
Did I just get a yes? That Brent's ready? Oh.
See how the breaking ball went down and in instead of.
There's a knock for ATL, taking a 1-0 lead.
There's a Vaughn Grisham on the bench too. Vaughn Grisham siding.
Yep. So what happened there?
Breaking ball. It's that breaking ball ended middle in. You got him last time on the one that was outer half, and Albies handles that pitch.
All right, let's bring in a friend as the Braves grab a 1-0 lead here in the third and jump ahead early. Brent Rooker joining us on the FT Watch Along. What's going on, dude? How you doing?
What's up?
Happy October. Thoughts on this game so far? You watching? And we have to make sure we'll do it in a sec that we're on like kind of the same speed here. Because if you're like 30 seconds ahead, then
Yeah.
you're just going to be the smartest man in baseball.
I am 0-2. There's 4 seconds left on the pitch clock.
Ooh, he is
You're a
way
little
ahead,
ahead.
Kratz.
You're a
I'm
little
ahead?
ahead. Don't let us know what's
All right,
happening.
I'll delay reactions.
Do you have a pause button on the TV?
Yeah. How long?
Okay, so Kratz, let's sync
Wait,
this up.
yeah, just hit pause
Pause.
before the pitch.
Yeah,
And
tell us
he's
what
about to
the
throw
screen
the
says, and then
pitch.
we'll tell you when we get to that screen to press
Now.
play.
Play?
Now we
No,
just
not
saw.
yet, Kratz.
No,
you
we
got to
just
know
saw
where
the-
he's at.
Right now, I'm 1-2 with 7 seconds on the pitch clock.
Okay, so ready? Press play now.
There we go.
Boom. We're synced
I mean,
up.
who knew
That easy.
another use for the pitch clock? How about that?
Exactly. That's really helpful. You're right. We'll fly out for Riley.
That was a really
Rocket.
good swing. That was a really good swing.
What'd you
That was
think
a
of that
rock.
game the other night with these two?
That was nuts. Again, another really good swing by Austin with the one-handed scissor finish out front of the breaking ball. Still hit it 360 or whatever he hit it. Some grown man strength.
And Harris made a pretty nice play too.
Yeah.
Do you make that play, Rook?
In center?
Yeah.
No. I mean, if I'm playing center field, I'm not on a team in the DS. So I promise that.
The Phillies see Iglesias so well. I don't understand it, man. You ever face him, Rook?
I don't think so, no. I don't think I have. Not that I remember.
Right. We can look it up.
I haven't seen Nola either, and I don't think I've ever faced Elder, so I don't know if I'm bringing any value today.
Sheesh, you are bringing no value.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Brent Rooker,
Yeah, see,
everyone,
Brent
on the
Rooker.
FP Watch Along.
Got no input. I don't know.
Did the A's play in the big leagues this year? Come on.
We
Like,
did.
what the heck
We
is
did.
that?
We did.
They had
Nola did.
uniforms and everything.
Nola, we missed Nola, and then Olsen threw against us, but I did not play that game. So I watched from the side, and I watched a lot of video on him. I can tell you what he's doing, but I didn't face him.
Elder threw against you guys?
Elder did. I didn't play that game, though.
Did you guys sweep them, or did you guys take 2 out of 3, if I remember right?
We took 2 or 3.
That's so dumb that I remember that. I need to remember some useful things. Oh, guess what that was? I'll tell you after Rook
Walk.
gets off there. A walk. Rook, what do you think the energy is like in Philly compared to the energy in the Coliseum if it was a playoff game? Because you heard how loud it was when you guys were having you had to sell shirts.
Yeah. And that was like 28,000. And I mean, we played San Francisco. We played the Giants. There were 40 there. I mean, it's like I can't imagine that place. If they took the banners off the top up there and they put 60,000 in that stadium, I mean, it would be like the most electric atmosphere you could imagine.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's all cement. It's more
it's loud, dude. It's loud.
It's loud when you guys have 15,000.
Yeah.
At night for a walk-off.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We've seen videos of like the wild card games they've had there, and even it was I don't remember what year it was, maybe 2007 or 2008, when they beat the Rangers in game 162 to win the division. Like that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Balfour? Grant Balfour?
Yeah.
I forget what song he came out to, but it was a real
It was
headbanger.
Metallica. I don't remember. It's a Metallica. Yeah. I don't remember. Yes, that one. That one.
Yeah. Rook, who in this entire postseason, not just this game, who in this entire postseason you feel like you would watch video of if you're like, okay, I want to see, like if you're facing Elder, you're facing Nola or whatever. Oh, I want to see what he did against this guy. Like who are guys in the postseason, any team?
Yeah.
That you watch video and you're like, I kind of want to see what they do.
That's a good question. I mean, there's probably some Ozuna there, right? I would think there's probably be similar approaches with me and him.
That's why I asked. Because I feel like
I would think that'd be a pretty similar plan. I'm trying to go through all the games.
Well, while you're doing that,
right-handed, but he's more contact-oriented than I am. I would check out Ozuna video, or at least some sequences, and see what they did to him. I would look. A big thing for me is sinkers versus four seams. If a guy throws both, which is very kind of the hot thing right now, is everybody's just throwing both. I will get all sinkers until 2 strikes when they might try to elevate, but they're going to avoid the four seams with me. They're going to go all sinkers. So it'd be somebody similar to that kind of profile.
See right there, Scotty, how he did an inside move? I told you with two outs, they're not worried about him. Just give him a quick inside move, and if somebody's trying, I think he could have gotten Acuna had he been there at second with an inside move.
I get what you're saying. That's why he didn't go for third. Not that he needed to.
No. And this is where you don't. I mean, it's not smart to be trying to steal third with two outs in this situation with this lineup.
I'm saying even with Acuna earlier though, with one out.
Yeah, but they can drive. Right. I mean, the guys behind
get
Acuna.
Yeah, you got to knock. You're good.
And they can drive you in from the parking lot.
Yeah. Also now, both pitchers have got, and the real. I mean, the ump's been pretty good so far. It's that like one baseball length below the zone that you're getting. So noticing that now called for both sides, are you going to pick on that a little more? And also that helps Elder a lot because he's trying to work down there anyway.
Rook?
You're talking to me?
You talking to me or you talking to...
Technically, but...
Oh, for me? Yeah, I'm picking on that. Down in the zone, I want him to be down in the zone anyway. The only person I really don't want down in the zone that I'm throwing against in the Braves lineup is Ozuna. But just because he's hammering, right? He hammers balls down there. I don't know how he changed his approach, but
I don't know what the book on Olston is, but I would think he'd be more vulnerable up than down, right?
He's got a crazy triangle inner half where he handles everything body line in, and it kind of leaks out to the middle. You can go down and away, and you can go up and away to him. So there's down for Olson.
But anything in and then going, like, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
it's expanded this year. Like his hot zone is expanded this year.
Yeah.
So Rook, while we're between innings, we'll mix in some questions, and also we'll show some of your tweets that have gotten hot recently. But first off, we have a question based off of Trevor May being on the show recently. Better hotels on the road, A's or Twins? Like the team that you've been with.
I'm trying to think. The only different one was Anaheim, I think. Oakland stayed at the Dana Point Resort Ritz down there, which is really nice. I think that was the only different one though that I can remember.
The rest were the same. Well, because that's so. Trevor was with the Mets, right, for a couple of years, and he was like, right, and the Twins. Well, that was a while ago, but yes, and he was like, A's might have the best hotel situation in baseball. He was like, it was all Ritz and
we stayed at a different. The Houston one was different too, but I would say the better one was with Oakland.
Oakland, yeah.
We do have a pretty elite setup on the road.
And on that topic, Trevor May was very excited to talk to us about the sweeper, which actually I think Adam Wainwright went a long way for.
Yes, I think he made massive strides with some people.
Massive strides.
Well, look at this book. Leave this up there for a sec.
I think Adam maybe got across to some people.
Yeah, they're different pitches. Let me explain. They're different pitches. There you go. Nah, man, we don't believe you. It's just a new name for slider that the nerds invented. Incredible.
See, now this is a guy. This is a guy right here that I think would kind of be with you too. I feel like Nick's got to hit a dinger against him, or else we're. I guess
Did
we're.
You just call that? Wow!
Oh, let's go!
Wow!
Let's go! Was I late? Did you see it?
Like 2 seconds late, but
you were 2 seconds late. I was like,
the heck?
It's okay, Kratz. It counts.
Doesn't count.
It counts in my book.
Hitting that pitch in the air and keeping it fair is really impressive.
They say what?
So hitting that pitch in the air and keeping it fair at the same time is really impressive. A sinker like on your hands that much.
I thought he'd hit a breaking ball out. I thought they'd try to throw that Bobo slider up there.
Was it a slider? Maybe I'm just missing it.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen the replay yet.
It was. But... it was inner black, whatever it was. Off the plate a little bit, maybe.
All right, here comes replay.
Yeah, sinker.
It was in there.
Wow.
Was
One
there
more?
anybody at the – I think we asked you this when you were on the show. Was there anybody at the All-Star game that you were like, man, I wish I had gotten to see this guy or talk to this guy? Because you said you were kind of on your own. You were kind of doing your own, like there's a lot to do and lots to take in.
Yeah, and even like the two teams stay pretty separate, so you don't really see the National League guys except for during the game itself.
Yep.
So yeah, I would think. I know Mookie a little bit just from being around Nashville. I would have liked. I've never talked like in-depth baseball stuff with him though. He's a guy that I'd like to kind of see because he's obviously just so naturally gifted and athletic. I'd like to see where his thought process was and kind of how he thinks about approaches and game plans and stuff like that to kind of match up with how athletic he is.
Yeah, I mean, one of the smarter ball players. It's funny though, sometimes when you talk to guys, ooh, okay, they're getting to him now. Too much plate.
Scotty, give me a little pause because you're Brzezinskiing me right now.
I'm gonna pause for 2 seconds.
Yeah, just give it 2 second
I need
pause
it.
and start it back up.
I need a remote then if we're gonna pause because
Okay.
I'm in
Tell
a different
Jesse
setup
tell
here.
Jesse to do
I
something
will
one
tell Jesse.
time.
I have a personal remote assistant here. So
That's
stand by.
big time. You're big time, Scotty.
Hold on, don't pause it yet. All right, so Kratz,
Go ahead.
I've got two. Hold on, hey, snuck a bunch on me for the next pitch
4
here. What I'll
seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
so I'm
Johan, don't
gonna
mess with
pause
the
it. The way to do it's on the pitch clock though. Okay, so once I see the clock come up and I'll let it go to 10, we'll pause and then you tell me when you're back and we'll
when I'm at 10.
sync up at 10. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
All right. I might still be a little ahead.
12, 11, 10. Pause it. Okay, we're paused at 10. You let me know when to press play.
12, 11, 10. Go
Play.
for it.
Boom. There
We
we
were
go.
doing karaoke in the bullpen. 8 seconds. All right, we're good.
Karaoke. Gotta get that hip mobility going. For sure. You got a big league kitchen going on there, Rook. I see what you're doing with the big
It's mid renovation, so it's
Yeah.
I don't know what you can see back there, but it's
big
there's
league
a vent head
renovations.
missing. There's an island piece missing, or we're kind of grinding through it right now, but it's close.
We're trying to take out that wall. Use my playoff bonus. Take out that wall. My all-star bonus, not my playoff bonus.
Nah, we lost. No All-Star bonus if you don't win.
Is that true?
What?
Yeah. You
I
only
had
get
no
an All-Star
idea.
bonus if your team wins.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Do you know how much the bonus was this year?
I do.
How much?
25,000.
Damn.
That'll pay for the PJ.
Or the kitchen.
Nah, that's not. Scotty, you haven't been renovating the kitchen, my guy.
I don't own a house.
That might pay for the granite.
Yeah.
All right, there's two.
So the last game that Elder pitched, guess who hit a dinger off of him?
Was it against Philadelphia?
Castellanos.
Yeah.
Guess who hit a second dinger off of him? Castellanos.
Castellanos.
He's like, Castellanos is like, can I lead off this game?
Yeah.
Can I get 2 at-bats against him? Well, I guess I'm gonna be wrong, Scotty. Before you got on, Rook, I said I didn't see Elder facing Harper again, but doesn't look like they have
Anybody out?
Doesn't look like they have anybody up unless those karaoke's by those 2 guys in the pen
Might be all they need.
might be at this point in the season, the boys don't need to throw too much.
Pop the back a few times, do a couple karaoke, and we're good to
Yeah,
go.
rip a Red Bull. Rook, if you face a guy, so we were talking about it earlier. So a guy like Bryce Elder watched his start against the Phillies last time.
Yeah.
And then watched his start against the Phillies earlier in the season when he was an all-star. Early in the season, he was 93 with this sinker.
Yeah.
His last start, he was 91, and it slowly dipped down to like 88, 89.
That was 90.
You watch those this time. Yeah. But I'm saying last start, it dipped down. But you watch a 3-mile-an-hour difference. Are you like, man? And you had faced him the first time, and then you're going to face him the second time. Are you like, whoa, he might not have quite the same stuff? Or are you like, I'll still think of him the same way?
I think if he's a 4-seam guy, I think that 3-mile-an-hour play is a little bit different. I think it's a bigger deal if he's throwing 4 seams up there. But with the sinker, I don't think it matters quite as much.
It's just moving.
Especially with his sinker, because it's a little bit unique profile. Like you've got Nola throwing sinkers up there, but Nola kind of throws it from that low arm slot.
Yep.
And so you can see it way easier. Elder's sinker, he throws it from straight over the top. So everything is just down to even like more down. And it plays a little bit different than a traditional sinker or more of a low slot sinker that you're used to seeing. So I wouldn't think the couple miles an hour make that big a difference with that specific pitch. Now, if it's a 4-seam guy and you're like, he normally throws 98 and he's throwing 94 and it's straight, then yeah, I mean, that's a big difference.
That was a tough. I mean, now he fouled one off anyway, but it was a kind of a tough strike too for Trey.
No doubt.
And he said something along the lines of, "Are you fucking serious?"
Something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, he looked at him and then he looked away, and there was an F-bomb, but he had to hold it. Yeah, you're not getting that.
He said, "Are you serious?" And the umpire goes, "No, actually, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you." The place is.
How were you back there with umpires? You talked to them a lot? I know you talked because you talked to me a lot when I was hitting, so you never shut up with umpires, I'm sure.
All the time.
Yeah.
The whole the whole like in your days, don't ever start a story with 3-2 and 2 outs, but it doesn't matter because we don't have commercials. Oh, good play by O right there. That's huge.
Save a run.
Huge. Now here's my thing. Are they going to let Trey run? Because then they'll just go ahead and walk. They're going to go ahead and walk Harper.
You got to keep him there, right?
You got to keep him there. But to me, and this is the difference between playoff baseball and regular season. Second base is open. I'm still walking him. I don't care. Like I'm not waiting for him to. If you think Harper's going to hurt you, you walk him, or you tell your pitcher, "I'm not throwing any pitches in the zone here." That's my approach. That's how I was told by. Trying to think the first Rich Doobie. Rich Doobie they were in their 5th year of making the playoffs with the Phillies, pitching coach with the Phillies. And he's like, you got a base open. If it's first and second, you got a base open. Like, especially with the kind of arms that are in the game right now, you can punch out everybody.
Yeah.
It's not the same as the season. Guys' energy levels up. So if it's bases loaded, it's no panic. It's okay. But
it's a good line.
What were you saying? The whole receiving. The receiving metrics, how some guys are good at receiving and everything.
Yeah. Because
I did it unconventionally compared to them. I didn't do it on one knee, but my numbers were top 10 in the league. They would the one dude, he told me, he goes, "Yeah, well, the reason that you get good numbers is because, you're always kissing the umpires' butts." And I'm like, "What?" Like, no, it's because I'm good at receiving. They're like, "No, it's the veteran status."
Do you think there's anything to like the fact that you're really big too? You blocked a lot of they made it harder for them to see?
Yeah, I totally do. So to me, there's a lot of things. We can talk about receiving for an entire game, and the reason that the one knee works, the reason that what I did worked for me, because I wasn't.
Oh no! Foul?
Way. Oh my gosh, that hit my house.
Kratz, are you okay?
This is why I should have gotten my helmet.
Wow.
I should have gotten my helmet. That ball was crunched. Rook, you played in Philly?
No, it's one of 4 places I haven't been. We'll go there next year.
Wow.
Okay, you got enough juice. You got to put the ball in the upper deck in BP. Okay. Oppo and poolside, okay?
That'll be my goal.
I saw Rook hit a ball that far in Japan.
Bro, I crushed that one. I hit
Was that Korea or are we playing against Taiwan?
Taiwan.
1-1 ball game. I got a base hit up the middle to tie the game up. Tie the game up? It went right through the pitcher's legs. And then Rook comes up and hits an absolute nuke. They can't get the karaoke's going fast enough.
Kratz, should they have walked Big Bryce?
This is what I'm saying. Like, you got to look at a lineup, a guy that's hitting 468 against you in the postseason.
Yeah.
How do you let him even see a strike? I thought they were going with the same mentality that I had. They were bouncing curveballs. They threw a perfect dotted slider backdoor, and then they just said, actually what we're going to do is let Harper drink out of the green bottle of, looks like a 40 bottle.
I was going to say, is that Perrier?
That looks like.
It does look like it, though.
That looks like a Mickey's 40 or an OE 40.
Well, don't you have
Bryce
to? I mean,
I didn't know if it was foul or if he just hit it over the stadium, and it was the second one.
that was insane. Don't you guys have to put, if you have like a certain drink that you like say like coconut water or something, you have to put it in something else and then bring it out?
Over it.
They take the label off of all the water bottles in the entire clubhouse.
Yeah.
So when Foul Territory sponsors the entire postseason next year, that's all you'll see. Foul Territory water. Or in Philly, it'll be Foul Territory water.
Well, people will be really disappointed when they try to pick up a case of Foul Territory waters and they can't find them.
Can't find them.
It's not water. So is this it? Is this how this works? Like, done after this?
I mean, who did I tell you he shouldn't face?
Bruce Harper.
Yeah. He was definitely Bruce Almighty. Even the rich people are standing at the game right now. When you gotta face when you have, I don't understand this. This is Snicker's behind on this one. To me, he's behind. I think he was looking to get too many outs out of Elder. Because you got a guy out there right now who's throwing, quite frankly, an easy pitch for Stott to hit 2-0. Yeah, he got him. He got him on a swinging changeup, but like, you got a guy that's trying to do smoke and mirrors right now. And I think you needed to be ahead of the game. You need to be proactive with Turner up.
You also said don't face Harper twice. You were going to do a really nice 3 and change or 2 and change, I guess, from Elder and then move on. And now they'll move on.
Now they're moving on.
Okay, well, I'm going to move while they make the change to bring in another friend, add another box to the party here.
Oh, it's looking like a Zoom call circa 2020.
Hi,
Hey, guys, keep it down. Bryce Harper's up. He's about to hit.
Oh, is he? Oh, tell us what happens, because we're behind you.
Homer!
What do you do? I'm 8 minutes back.
3-run homer. Why did they pitch to him? There was a base open.
Well, they're not listening to the altcast with Erik Kratz on.
They're idiots.
They weren't listening. I was listening to Erik Kratz, and I was trying to tell Snit, hey, Kratz thinks you should walk him. And they did.
Wait, you were telling Snit my secrets?
Yeah, they didn't walk him.
You serious, bro?
Yeah, they didn't walk him.
They did not.
3-run homer.
Hey, Rook, what did you think, by the way? And Brock, we haven't seen you in a minute, too, so we can get your thoughts. We had Whit Merrifield on today, and we really got into the Rios decision because a lot of players are just pissed about, that's like the Blake Snell moment of the playoffs. And obviously, it just gets super magnified. Like, Jays had a really bad postseason. They didn't score either. By the way, what am I listening to? Brock, do you have your sound on? Brock?
Yeah, probably.
You can't have the sound on.
Sorry. Whenever I watch games, I normally listen to them too. So,
As you
Well,
should.
you're listening to it. That's the watch party.
so my
Yeah,
bad.
now you have friends. You have friends. But
Okay,
Rook, you want to
my
go
bad.
first? Barrios, your thoughts on how that played out? And here's the thing. I'll give you one other layer that Whit brought up that I too agreed with. It's not just the removal. You say Kikuchi did not come out of the bullpen the entire year. He is a starting pitcher. It's just like, hey, let's do something different for the first time. That part, at least for me, bothers me in addition to what happened there. But your thoughts?
I think I'm okay with. So they said it was scripted before the game, right? Like that was the plan.
Yes.
I think I'm okay with that being the plan. I do think that there needs to be, or there should be, a point where when Jose's throwing like he was, that maybe we can alter the plan a little bit, like get him out there for another inning or two. Because I mean, he was dialed in, and when his stuff's dialed in, it's elite. So I'm okay with being like, hey, this is the strategy. This is what we want to do. This is the game plan we think is going to work best, and then maybe altering it once we get into the game and we see what kind of the quality of pitches he's throwing and the type of stuff he has that day.
That's what Whit said, by the way. He was like, we knew about the script. Barrios was like, cool, if I go nuts for a few innings, then they'll give me a little more leeway. And they were just like, no, this is what we're doing regardless.
He's like, if I got to throw 4 innings and punch 12, like maybe leave me out there a little bit more. But
yeah. So, I mean,
I agree. By the way, what's up, Brooke?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good, man. Hey, we're in the same neck of the woods, man. Let's golf.
I know. No, we're back right outside Memphis in Germantown. So
dadgummit.
we were in Franklin for a few years. We're back here now.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, I saw you out at Legends with Benny the other day. I know you're out there a lot. I've played that course a bunch. So
yeah, I played with
at some point, and I'll hit you up then.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, well, I work with Ben, so Ben always tries to get me to swing like you, and I said, dude, I got no chance. So
well, don't do that. If you're playing golf, absolutely don't. Or baseball, either one. Do not get either of those sports.
No, I agree with Rook though. I mean, it's all right to have a game plan, but you don't have to stick to it. You know, it's like if Barrios is pitching well, I mean, I guess that puts Kikuchi in a. Oh no,
Brock, are you ahead?
Brock,
of us?
are you ahead? Don't be like that.
Hey,
Brock is
double.
Oh boy.
Realmuto double, 2 runs.
Brock, you're a party foul right now. Wait, hold on, Brock. We got to do something all together here. This is how it works. Your first watch along. So
no, I like being the first one to find out.
No,
don't
can't.
be like that.
That's
That's
you gotta
Brzezinski
press
style.
pause. Press pause. Tell us where you press pause. Like, okay, the next pitch coming through, when the pitch clock hits a certain amount of seconds, just tell us what the count, what's the pitch clock, and then we'll tell you when to press play again.
All right,
we literally just got the dub.
Get up, ball.
To left center.
Oh,
Itchy.
You guys, this is what we'll do. I will tell you what happens. Y'all call Vegas. Put money on it.
Nope. Can't talk about that. So
and we'll split it.
You just pause. Yeah. You just pause at.
All right, I just paused. Nick Castanuelos bending over, tapping home plate.
What?
He totally didn't listen to what I said.
Brock, wait till the next pitch is getting ready to be thrown, and then whatever the pitch clock is at, tell us it. So it's 0-0 count, and the pitch clock. Tell us what it's at, and hit pause, and then
there's
we'll
no
pause
pitch.
it.
There's no pitch clock.
Okay, that's fine. What's the count?
It's 1-1.
Okay, 1-1.
They just showed JT Realmuto. He grabbed his nuts.
So pause it with him grabbing his nuts because we're still.
Yep, I'm right after nut grab. So tell me whenever y'all get there.
We'll tell you when the nuts are grabbed. Just grabbed.
Unpause.
There you go.
You're good.
Okay, we're on. Yeah, but I agree. I agree with Rook. Kind of, you're allowed to not go with the game plan going into the game. I guess that puts Kikuchi in a weird spot because he thinks he's coming in the 4th inning or whatever it is. But I think it's stupid, honestly. I think all that stuff is stupid. Let your pitchers pitch, and if they're pitching good, let them keep pitching. And if they're pitching bad, put somebody else in, and hope that they pitch good. You know. That's my thoughts.
Ooh,
That was a good pitch.
Slider
There you go.
monster. That's
Yeah.
why I don't play anymore, Rook. Sorry, we got two people who quit. Well, Brock retired.
Yeah,
Scotty never made it.
I kind of quit.
You quit. Scott
I
never
kinda
made it,
quit.
and I barely made it. But seeing that slider in the dirt, I don't envy you one bit, kid. Not
It's
one
tough. Yeah,
bit.
those are tough to not swing at.
Yep.
So
I think I just flinched when he threw it right there.
So Justin in the chat wants to know who's saving Atlanta's season tomorrow. He said AJ Smith Jobber.
No. Strider.
We're already
right.
giving up.
Yeah, why do I keep forgetting? That's the second time we've already
I don't
talked
know.
about this.
You need extra sleep.
We're already giving up.
I do.
Oh,
Whoa, Brock.
Brock.
You sound like you're
Brock, did you swallow your microphone?
yeah, you sound like Charlie Brown over there.
I mean, I'm about to get off of this thing, dude. You guys.
Oh, are we giving you too much of a hard time? Sorry,
Yeah,
Brock.
you're giving me a little bit too much of a hard time here.
Sorry.
Hey,
You've
pause
had a
your TV.
layoff.
Hey, turn your TV down. Hey, turn your mic
Yeah.
down. You guys
Sync
suck.
up. Yeah.
Hey,
There's
Scott,
a few things you have to do.
this is the layoff. He's been off for a while. He's the number 1 seed. He's been off for a while, so he's not in the rhythm.
I got the bot.
Too fresh.
Is that better? I don't know if I did it.
That's perfect. No, that's great.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I got the bye in the first round, so I'm a little rusty.
Mm-hmm. World's best
I did inter
excuse.
squads though. I did do inter squads. I would come down.
That
here to the
doesn't count
basement.
though. That's not in-game real experience.
That's such a waste of time. Clearly,
Yeah.
it's such a waste of time.
But I had fans. I had fans come to the ballpark.
To give autographs?
Yeah, I had fans, and then we turned the volume up really high, like they did during the COVID year.
The only yeah they did. The only reason the Braves brought fans in, and Rook, you could probably answer this better than me, was so the Braves could make more money in their Braves Village out there. They're like, oh, fans will come to the inter squad stimulation games and then
You
go
hang
buy
out at the
beers.
bars and the restaurants. Yeah.
Yep. That's anyway.
Is the playoff format correct right now, Brooke, in your mind?
What are the proposed ideas that change it?
None.
I have one. It's like really small, but I've been talking about it more just for our viewing experience. I just don't know why we can't play ball on Friday. If they have game 3s Thursday, then you get to the next city, which is already known since it's the I teams that are waiting in that city. So hit it after the game and you play the next day. That gives the other team a little bit more of an advantage. Plus, it gives MLB an advantage because we had no freaking games on Friday. I mean, we already didn't have Thursday, but no games on Friday. And then they always like to try and, dance around football. And it's like, well, now we're starting on Saturday. I know you can't be perfect with the scheduling, but Friday was the night.
Like pushed up. a day?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
just one day, but
yeah.
I think there's got to be. I mean, I get it. You win the division, and you want the you want the little bit of time off, but it's played out the last couple years where the bye doesn't really help. That's it. It kind of hurts, because these teams are going in. The teams that are going into the playoffs are fighting, one, to get into the playoffs, and then two, they're going right into the playoff games, the wild card games, and they're playing these meaningful games while the team that wins the division has 5 days off and they're waiting around. So it's more of a disadvantage, I feel like.
All right, so tell me this then. So if it's a disadvantage, you're making this pre-playoff decision. You get the number 1 seed. We'll give you the choice. You play the wild card series, or you get the 5 days rest. What about that?
You give them a pick. Yeah, you let them pick what they want to do.
Let them pick.
Yeah, but no one will ever pick.
No one will
So
ever
then
play
why?
in this series.
That's the point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just got to start. Everybody's got to start. There's just there doesn't need to be a bye. I don't know how you do that, but everybody
bad
starts. Yeah, do that then.
Add playoffs again.
Do that. Add one more team. Add one more team to whatever. One more team to each side, And now
More
15
teams?
now 15 teams get in on each side. So
That's something that a team out in Oakland would say.
Seed it 1 through 30 and just do an NCAA tournament style bracket and go.
there you go. Yep.
You need 32 though, so you add 2 teams
Add
from
2 teams.
minor league
1
ball.
through 30.
You add
They're
the
about to
AAA
do it.
All-Stars.
They're about-
One game.
Yeah,
One
they're
game
about to
every
add.
time. Go.
Nashville, the Nashville Stars, and the other team they're going to add, the Salt Lake City, whatever. Salt
Lake City Fartlicks.
There's already a Stars, by the way, so hopefully Nashville's going to go with a different name.
What would be the Nashville team name? As you're the first base coach.
They're the Nashville Stars. They
Oh,
already
is that
have
the-
like they
Yeah,
already
that's
have
the proposed name. Yeah.
yeah, they already have the everything. They got freaking jerseys.
That's
they
so
got
I was gonna
annoying.
say-
They already have a Dallas Stars. There's so many words in the world. You have to
Nah,
pick the
there's not
same
many
name as a
words.
hockey team.
Enough words.
I think they should be the
Punch-Out City.
the Nashville Garth Brooks is the
Nashville
Garths.
Garths. I'll take the Garths over the Stars.
No, don't do that.
I don't want Stars. Come
The
on.
star,
they're better
the
than
stars
that.
is the Stars is going to have some fire uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every writer's going to be like, the
What are the
Stars
colors?
shine bright in their first season.
Don't make fun of writers; they have good voices. How about the Nashville Hustle? How about that?
Like
That
that.
sounds like a WNBA team name.
It's actually the Memphis Hustle is the Grizzlies G League team. So
Oh,
No,
can't do it.
can't do that.
It's like when you try and
Well,
start a
listen,
business and you start looking stuff up and you're like, everything is taken.
everything's taken.
Well, what about the Cleveland Guardians took that roller derby team, the
They
roller
did.
skating team, and that was a big deal
they
because there
did
was
take
a
it.
roller derby team called the Guardians, and they were mad.
Yeah, and that Derby team all retired because they got millions from it. No, I'm kidding, but they did get money.
They did get money from it.
They did, of course they did, and obviously
Payday.
they tried to squeeze them, and then they were like, no, and then they got a little dough.
Oh my!
Oh baby,
Nola is him.
Yeah.
Phillies fan love that out of Arcia too. After his Bryce chirping.
They're extra loud.
what was the deal with that?
It's stupid. Like
It was nothing.
it was something that everyone does in the clubhouse.
every
like,
single
Bri-
after every game.
Yeah, Bryce made the mistake, and he's like, "Aha, had a boy,
Yeah.
Bryce, way to go!" And then someone heard it and talked about it, and now it's
That's
you know,
that's nothing.
it's
Yeah.
dumb. It's so dumb.
Nothing. It's nothing. But it's also
Yeah.
something that's said all the time. Like we were talking about on the show. You see when we're talking about with Witt, we're talking about how that manager goes out there to pull Barrios, and you're in the Twins dugout going, oh, wow, Schneider's our MVP, best player in the, like everyone's talking that kind of smack. Like, way to knock him out, boys. You really got to him.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
100%.
that was nothing. And they were so juiced. I loved watching Rook. How do you feel about watching that play? Did you see the play to end the game, the catch by Harris?
Yeah.
I love watching how the guys were celebrating on the field. Like, that was just like men became boys in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, they were like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I can't believe it. This is why I picked you for the backyard game. Like, this was just, it was unchoreographed.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
you
Riley-
watch.
reaction. Matt's got a great reaction. He's
Olsen, I texted him because I was like, dude, you fired me up. Dude.
He
You
was
got that
fired
ball
up.
and just. But Austin Riley, what a guy, man! Just in the
deep,
right place, at the right
over
time.
there too.
But if you focus on Harris, he catches it. He's like, hell yeah! And then he throws it, and he's like, oh no!
No.
And then,
Yeah.
and then he gets the out, and he's like, hell yeah! He goes up, down, up, dude. It's so great.
I love it. I think those kind of moments. I think those like paused shots from like walk-off homers. Like, look at him. Yeah, they're doing Acuna. He doesn't have any hits. He's sea-walking, all that stuff. But like, there's too many choreographed things. The season's too long to get that high as they were right there. But gosh darn it, like when you have those moments, I love it.
You don't see that. You don't see that type of emotion from Matt Olson all the time, you know? So it's cool to see that.
point.
Like
Yeah.
Like Austin Riley, whenever he hit that home run, like
Yeah.
that dude's as even kill as they come. He just goes and does his job. But he hit that home run and he's fired up all the way around the bases. Like that's real, you know?
No doubt. No doubt. I love real moments. Like, and Rook knows. Rook heard me cry in the post-game speech in Team USA. And I know he's not going to give me a hard time because
No, you made me cry.
he cried too. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that kind of stuff, that's just like the culmination of trying to accomplish something. The Braves are trying to accomplish winning a World Series. Just like
and that's when you realize that like baseball is, you know, obviously it's a bunch of individuals and everyone's trying to get their numbers, but that's when you realize that you're all trying to do the same thing and you're all trying to accomplish the same goal, which is win the World Series. And that's why October baseball, there's nothing better because this is when it's like it doesn't matter how you do personally. It's about how did we do, and that play showed it. I mean, everyone was going nuts because like, hey, we just won a big game that we were probably supposed to lose. You know,
Our guy Derek behind the scenes said, "If I were Marsh's teammate, I'd leave a Wilson volleyball in his locker."
I'd also give him a high five for that double he just hit in the gap.
That Oppo dub. He's had a nice year for them.
I kind of want to play for the Phillies, man.
Dave, you get that vibe?
Dombrowski, give me a shout, man. I'm not too far removed from the game.
Brock.
They've created something special.
I'm a great clubhouse guy.
Okay, you're in. Rook.
No, I like the Phillies, man.
Rook, you might have had 60 home runs if you played in Philly this year.
I don't like. I spent too much time on Baseball Savant looking at my expected home runs in other stadiums.
And
the highest one was Cincinnati.
Oh,
what
love that
are
place.
we at? What number are we? What were we at?
I mean, this is the expected home runs is every game, which still isn't realistic because obviously it's still 80. Like half of them are going to be on the road, but I think I went from 30 to expected 38 in Cincinnati. Which would have been
Wow.
You take almost 8 less doubles.
Almost double my career total.
In one season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Olson did do that. He did double my career total in one season. So
I was doing the game last year for the Phillies radio, and if Matt Olson that series had gotten a double, he would have hit the same amount of doubles that I had in one season, the same as I had in an entire career. But he never got it, so it was a nugget that I had on my sheet. Never got to say it.
Dang, that would have been good.
Some
good insider information right there.
Yep.
That's a big grab of third right there with one out.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about the.
I want to know what Marsh puts in his
Here we
hair.
go. Brock, you're at Charlie Brown status again. What did you just do?
What happened?
Oh, you're good now.
You're back.
See, I think the mic creeped up a little bit.
Yeah.
What did you say?
You're good.
I said I want to know what Marsh puts in his hair because
water.
That is
it's just water, right?
Is it? It's disgusting.
It's just like constant water. Yeah.
It just constantly gets it wet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Hey, question for all you guys. I mean, we've talked about slot on FT, so maybe Brock or Rook can start. How much do you think the sport of baseball is hurt by not having some of the best players in the playoffs consistently? So, we get comped to basketball a lot these days because basketball definitely is more culturally relevant. I'll put it out there. We've got work to do. I think we're going to try and hopefully pick that up shows like this. But LeBron's in the playoffs every year. To just use the basic example. Ohtani's never been in the playoffs. WBC with him against Trout and just him in the WBC in general was freaking awesome. But he's not been there. And Trout for Trout Prime, not there. Sometimes when I watch these moments and you're like, yeah, and it's at this point, for the last 2 years, there might be more fans that get to see big time ABs from Brandon Marsh than Mike Trout in October baseball. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I just think baseball's a completely different sport than these other sports. Like basketball, like LeBron James, you can put anybody on his team, and he's just the best player.
Put us
So
four with LeBron James, we're gonna make the
yeah,
playoffs. Probably.
yeah.
No, I
Like
I
LeBron,
see that. I
yeah,
get that part, but I'm
so,
saying
I
like
mean,
for our sport to shine and show off, like if you get
I
to
mean,
see that kind of player in a time when everyone's watching
I
and
agree.
seeing
I
games,
agree. It would be great to see Ohtani and Trout and all the top players in the postseason. But to me, that's what's so cool about the playoffs is you get to see guys who, you wouldn't know if you walk by them on the street. They can have one night where they become the hero. And I'm kind of a living testament to that. Like in 18, when I hit for the cycle in the postseason, it's like I wasn't supposed to do that. Nobody cared to watch Brock Holt in the postseason, but I had a good night at the right time, and I did something that nobody in the sport has ever done, which is something that I'll have for the rest of my life. But I think it's just baseball's completely different than the other sports, and you can't be the best player and carry your team to the postseason every year like you can in other sports.
I guess I'm just saying, Rook, for like marketing and just the business of
Yeah, no,
baseball.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And I think like I don't have numbers obviously, but if would like you get more viewers if Ohtani was in the playoffs than not? Like probably, I would think. I mean, specifically for an international market for sure, right? Yeah, I would think viewership might go up a little bit, but also that is similar answer to Brock before you even started talking. I think it's cool that the fact that the teams or that those guys aren't in the playoffs kind of highlights what makes our sport cool. Is it takes more guys performing at a high level to have a good team than other sports, and I think that's kind of part of what differentiates us.
I think we should have free agency earlier though, so you can bounce around, so you don't get stuck potentially in your career not playing.
You know what we could do? We could have to benefit the teams who win the division. They can pick one player from any other team.
Go
play with
like winter ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that happen in winter ball?
Win the division. Atlanta Braves choose Mike Trout to play
That's
for them.
sick. I like that idea.
Michael Harris would be pissed, but move over,
heard
Michael.
it here first. Yeah, no, Harris, you're still in, buddy, but Mike
Playing
Trout's
left.
in as well. You heard it here first.
Did they do that in winter ball?
Winter ball, your team gets eliminated. There's not as many teams, obviously, but your team gets eliminated. Then every player goes into the draft, and the teams that are left get to select any players. I think they have like 5 rounds, maybe, and
That's
that might be
really
high
cool.
on that. And then so you're representing, and they do that after each round.
Okay.
So then the Dominican, if you have the best season in the entire Dominican, you can play on the Team Dominican in the Caribbean Series.
Yeah.
So it's legit.
I don't hate it.
I'd rather have relegation before I'd have that.
Do you think any American sports league, not just MLB, but any of the leagues will ever adopt relegation? No.
The structure's not the same. You couldn't have so Norfolk Tide won the AAA championship. A, no big leaguer ever wants to go to Norfolk.
Yeah.
B, they couldn't support what that is, even all the upgrades that they've made in the minor leagues. So it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And the teams have players playing, so yeah. It'd be cool though. Welcome to Wrexham. Doesn't have the same ring as Welcome to Norfolk.
Well,
or Welcome to Rochester.
Oof.
Come on, Rook.
Oh, could you
you
imagine?
played there.
I played in
Rochester.
Rochester.
You could barely see. It's so dark.
The lights.
Oh, I went on a rehab outing in 21 when I was with the Rangers. I went to San Antonio, and it used to be AAA for the Brewers, but it was AA at the time for I can't remember who. That place Literally, I was playing third base on what felt like a parking lot, and if I was playing third base and I looked out to right field and I could barely see the right fielder because
True story.
the lights were horrendous, and I was supposed to play the entire game, all 9 innings on defense, and I played 2 innings, and I went in and I texted our trainer and I said, I'm not playing anymore out there. I said, I'll do whatever you need me to do, but I'm not playing anymore. Get any more innings out in the field. And he was like, okay, I guess you could just run on the treadmill. I said, done. I'm doing it. I played 2 innings. I said, I'm not playing out there. That's brutal.
I don't get this question. Someone in the chat, do you think Brad Hand can ever start a game? Why would he start a game? He's a reliever.
Meaning
Lost on that
like
one. Maybe he wanted a bullpen game.
meaning like a bullpen game.
Definitely good.
Yeah. Good, yeah, but
Talk about a guy that reinvented himself. He's all slider monster now. When he was Cleveland's closer, oh my gosh. Brock, you faced him when he was Cleveland's closer?
He threw hard, right?
Yeah, I think I did, but I didn't get a whole lot of bats against left-handed pitchers, so
Fair.
yeah. So it's hard for me to talk on those guys, especially like guys like that. Though I was happy that I was they wouldn't give me a bats. Like if Chapman's coming in the 9th and I'm leading off, they're like, hey Brock, and I'm like, okay, all right, good, go get him, guys, go get him, whoever.
Rook,
Like,
is there somebody in the league right now, Rook, that you're like, man, I mean, you're looking over like, hey, they're bringing in Blake Trinan, or they're bringing in Joe Kelly.
I'm gonna forget his name. The Lawrence, the low slot closer from Colorado. You know,
that throws 103.
yeah,
Like
from,
sidearm sideways balls.
yeah.
Wait, not Casey Lawrence?
Is his last name Lawrence?
Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 103 mile an hour sideways balls coming at you.
A sideways, a sweeper that moves like 24 inches horizontally.
It's not
what's
even
a sweeper?
Justin
It's
Lawrence.
a slider. It's the same thing.
Hey, while we're in the break, though, Rook, just other playoff thoughts real quick. So some people ask about Dodgers, but I actually want to flip it over to AL for a sec. So are you jealous that the Twins have their whole thing going? I mean, I know now they're on the ropes, but just watching that and being a part of it for a little bit.
A little bit, but I think more than that is like I've still got some really good buddies on that team, so it's fun watching them do well. And I like watching Royce hit homer after homer is super cool because he's the best and he deserves it. And just the guys on that team that I'm still close with, I'm really happy for. They're on tonight, right? Yeah. What, 7?
Shep.
7?
Yeah. Krasinski was still texting us about stuff, so he's not paying attention to the game yet, but
Oh, so
probably listening to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's AJ and Wayno and Adam.
I think their call. I think their call is epic. I think.
I agree.
Wayno and
They did a good
AJ.
job. Yeah.
They do a really good job.
How about that clip? How about that clip the other day of our boy AJ? I laughed at it. He was like, "No way he's bunting here. No way he's bunting. He's not gonna bunt here." And then literally next pitch, boop.
Bunted. It was so great.
Everybody was blowing him up.
It was so great.
Oh, bunting. He's not gonna bunt. They're not gonna bunt him here. They want him to hit. He's swinging away. But
Perfect bunt. B-U-N-T. Bunt.
And then he was like, I know he was trying to bunt for a hit there. I'll tell you that much. he tried to play it off.
Someone just lost their.
Was it Hulk hand? Is that what that was?
Yeah,
the Hulk beer hand.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
That was a long inning, long half inning that Nola had to sit there.
So, you think it's gonna matter?
I think it will.
Hey, why did we have day offs in the National League Division Series?
But they're not all playing. Yeah, I wanted them. They're not all playing the same day.
So you're not having 4. I kind of like the 4 games a day.
Yeah, the
No.
4 games is way better than 2.
Just have the TV on all day long.
But then
Yeah.
then you have days when there's no games. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay,
want
I
that.
get it.
You want to hog the spotlight. I'm just telling you the biz. I worked for the league. I can tell you.
Hey, I hear you.
I was just complaining before about that they missed the Friday. That's the big thing. Like once you get rolling with the playoffs, you want obviously when you get deeper in, if the CS ends earlier, obviously World Series is going to happen. But before that, like part of your mission is to be having games every day. That should
Yeah.
be a big thing. It's October ball. People want it. And you're getting a national audience that might not watch some of these teams ever. And they're like, all right, Tuesday, rando, or Friday, right? There's nothing for someone. It's getting kind of cold out in certain parts of the country. They want a baseball game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, Rook, you want to know how the game just keeps cycling through?
Yeah, let me know.
I played with Ronald Acuna's dad in Double-A. He was a big-time prospect with the Mets, and then he signed a minor league deal. Ronald Acuna he came for like 2 weeks to hang out with his pops.
Yeah.
So I met Ronald when he was, I'm pretty sure he was 10,
Okay.
but I'm not. He was like somewhere in that like 8 to 12 range. So I'm going to say 10.
10 seems
And
safe.
we were warming up, and my buddy was throwing on the line, and he overthrew my other buddy. Duke hit Ronald Jr. in the head. He goes down, and he's like, ah! And he goes, and Senior goes, oh, he should have been watching. It's like, what? Or he should have caught it. I was like, he wasn't going to catch it. He wasn't even throwing with these guys. Like, he was just walking in the bullpen. It was in New Hampshire.
Fisher Cats?
Crazy. Fisher Cats, yep.
Cats.
That was a good place. That was a good place to hit.
That was a great, especially if you could go Oppo for you, little pull hook Johnny.
Little pool Johnny. I actually did. I hit a home run in there in the All-Star game in Double-A one year.
Oh, 2.
No big deal. Three run Johnny took home MVP. No big deal.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, what a flex.
Huge
Brooke,
flex. Double A MVP All-Star.
How many minor league MVP All-Star games do you have?
I got 1 minor league all-star game. I don't have any minor league MVPs.
No, minor league All-Star game MVP.
Oh, 0.
Yeah.
Mine, yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. See? Put it on the board.
Well, actually, it's me and you, Brock. So I
You
got
got one
AAA.
too? Which one did you? Which AAA? Nice. Let me hear the line. The stats.
yeah.
I want to hear.
Double and a dinger and a walk.
Sorry about it.
3 at bats. Get me out of there, manager, whoever.
Needed that last at bat. The manager was old AAA manager Ricky Sweet for Rick Sweet. And I broke my toe in that game too. First at bat, I hit a foul ball off my big toe.
Just grinded through it for the MVP award.
Played the rest of the season with a broken toe. Really affected my stolen bases. I was 7 for 7.
And your triples.
I was 7 for 7 going into the All-Star game with stolen bases that season, and then I broke my toe. Didn't get another one.
Then you were 7 for 7 to end the season.
Yes, I was. That was my chance to get double digits.
Grassy, let me ask you a technical baseball question. How easy is it for you as a catcher to be able to tell when a guy is just 100% sitting off speed? Can you tell immediately?
Man, you would have to tell me the situation.
Okay.
Have I watched? Are we talking first at bat of the game?
Acuna that at bat, the Noel threw 0-0 breaking ball, and he took a hack, went down to his knee, and fouled it straight back. Okay, he's sitting breaking ball.
Without a swing, the only way I know is if I see his feet shift. Nolan Arenado, he was big into shifting his feet. You watch him and he hits with his feet never stop shuffling. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And before the pitch clock, I used to always say hey, if you see Arenado in a situation where he's going to be able to drive a run in, you hold it as long as you possibly can before he calls timeout, because he would shift his feet and he would close himself completely off.
Okay.
And then you could bust him hard inside with a fastball.
Yeah.
Or, to me, he's always looking breaking ball. He's looking for something that's spinning out over in those situations.
Yeah.
But until I see a swing or a take. So to me, if I'm thinking it, this is a big at-bat here too, by the way. Riley rakes against Nola. So I'm surprised they're letting him face him, but that is a nasty pitch.
Yep. Are you're really surprised that Nola's facing Riley with a 6-1 lead in the 5th?
Yes.
What?
I think if it's any closer of a game, I think they take him out.
Fair.
They got action in the pen. They got action in the pen.
I know, but he's in the 5th. You might still get another inning out of Nola, no? It's 6-1. He's given up 1 run through potentially 5 innings here if he gets through this one.
I think.
Can't give me 6. You're my horse.
Nope. See, they're double barrel Johns right here.
That fastball was 91. Nola's is his velo like, what is he? Doesn't
he goes down as his outing? He was 94, 95 early.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, and for me, I look at takes. If a dude that hammers fastballs takes a fastball down and away, that's a clear strike. I'm thinking, okay, he's looking for a pitch. And certain guys too, they look for areas. So a ball starts in a certain area, they're just taking it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I guess that was kind of my question. Like I'll have times I'm in the box and I'm sitting breaking ball and a guy he goes fastball for a ball and I take it. But like my timing is obviously late and I'm behind that fastball. So even if I wanted to swing, I probably couldn't have because I'm on the breaking ball and I never know if like the catcher can tell that. Like, wow, his timing was way late on that fastball. He's probably looking breaking ball. Or if I'm thinking too much about that.
No, I think you're thinking too much. I don't know that everybody can see it, but I definitely it's definitely something I read.
Yeah.
There you go.
Use the whole park.
Place is huge. Citizen Bank's a big ballpark, man.
Yeah, it is.
Takes a lot to hit it out of that one.
Citizens Bank country.
Hey, it's no Fenway.
Fenway, dude. That's why my home run totals are way down, dude. I had to like legitimately hit one like 400 feet to hit it out to right field.
Fenway's a joke. Oppo. For me, that's my one big league Oppo homer.
I went Oppo one time over the monster. I can't believe I did it, but
that's not Oppo.
It's Oppo for me.
That's a fly ball. Run expectancy.
Left center though. It was more left center.
Hey, Brock, you missed this earlier, but Castellanos homered, and then that was that Bryce homer that you missed.
Oh my gosh!
But it went far.
That was a good one.
Shouldn't have left him in, Brock.
Hey, listen. That's why you should be managing the Braves right now.
Oh, right. That's what I want to do. I could still be playing.
You
Brock.
know what? You know what the problem is? Snit didn't listen to the analytical department upstairs, and he left Elder in.
You're such a troll.
Do you think that Bryce Harper will be really good in like 6, 7, or good like in his upper 30s with the swing? Do you think he'll have to change anything there? Anyone?
Kratz?
I think Bryce is athletic enough to be able to tone down his swing if needed and still have a lot of success. Yeah.
Okay.
Brock, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't understand why guys sign 13-year deals. That's what I think. Why would
because it's worth $330 million.
Well, give me 300. Give me 300 instead of 330, and let me play 3 less years, dude. Like I don't want to play till I'm 40 years old.
Wait.
Yeah, but then you don't have to play at the end, dude. You don't have to play at the end. Miggy was like kind of chilling.
Yeah, well, give me deferred money, and I won't play, and I'll still make $25 million like Mookie when he's 45 years old.
Yeah, but they have to
not-
balance the salary cap because the Phillies spend, so they can't just have it. If it's over 10, then they're going to get penalized. So it's a good way to get
No.
around some of that shit.
Listen, we've agreed to disagree, Scott. Okay.
Brock's not. He said he literally just slapped me in the face. He's like, I don't want to play it on 40. Ow.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
else are you gonna say? Unbelievable.
How many triples did you hit?
Oh man! Come on, man. Are we talking in AAA again, or are we talking the big leagues?
Oh man, either one. How many did you hit in that All-Star game? You would have led the league if you didn't break your toe.
Oh right.
Oh, Bryce almost hit another one right there.
Honestly,
He wants that pitch. He wants that one back.
What's he doing there?
Oh,
he's eyeing down Garcia.
he was eyeing
that?
up. Oh, wow.
See what the league started? Look at him.
Listen,
Arcia.
there's nobody more happy-go-lucky and enjoying baseball than Orlando Arcia. And Bryce Harper.
He signed a 7-year, $2 million deal with the Braves.
He signed a Salvador Perez special, and he loves every second of it.
Oh.
Did he do it again? He did.
Oh.
He got him. Wow.
Oh,
Hey, show him. Is he
they're
going
gonna
to
show him.
Wait, how did they just miss that opportunity? Oh, there we go.
Oh,
He looked again, right?
He did it
he looked at him
again.
Yeah.
Did.
Wow. The tell of the tape that no one knew they needed. Bryce Harper staring down Orlando Arcia for a comment called a Tuesday comment.
That is so impressive. The dude's got.
See, Scott, would you rather have Bryce Harper staring down Orlando Arcia or
so
Bryce Harper staring down Mike Trout in the postseason? See?
Arcia. Definitely
I got
Arcia.
you. Bryce.
That's both 2 balls and 110 he's hit.
Most home runs in DS history.
Remember that one he hit against Strickland?
Look, there we go.
Don't miss second base.
Incredible petty drama.
Petty drama for sure.
Yeah. Rook, you're in the league. You think it's like for show and it's for fun, or like there's a few options here. For show, for fun, because he knows this game needs some good playoff drama. Is it Bryce and the boys just want to have something that they can talk about in the clubhouse? Like, obviously, after this game, if this goes the way it is, they're going to be like, "Hey, Arcia, how was your 0 for 4? How did I look? Rounded the bases."
I think it's Bryce just like subtly reminding people who he is. I think it's what that is. It's like, hey, man, you can talk, but like, I'm Bryce Harper at the end of the day, and I think that's kind of what that homer and that swing and that little trip on the bases was.
It'd be so cool to be that good.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Golly,
It'd
man.
be so cool to have a cycle in the playoffs.
Only one person to ever do it.
Be so cool. Is
that true?
In the history of mankind.
In the history of all the worlds.
In the history of all of the world, since it's existed, there's only been one person to do it.
Since they were whacking pelotas all around the yard.
So look, we root hard against anybody who's close to it.
I know that now. I'm glad that I now know that.
Yeah. There's been a few people close. I think Kike almost did it one year, a couple years ago with the Red Sox. He needed like a double.
He just went stupid in the playoffs.
Yeah, he needed like a double or a triple, and he hit another homer. And then same postseason, Eddie Rosario went off for the Braves. He needed a triple, I think, and he hit a double, and he hit another homer. So
nobody was rooting harder against it. Nobody.
But mine doesn't count. Mine doesn't count because I hit my home run off Austin Romine, backup catcher. So
100% no. does count for sure. Don't ever let any. You send them over to me.
I play with people because they're like, dude, you hit it off a backup catcher. I said, it's not my fault. We were winning 16-1.
Actually, it is your fault. You had 3 hits.
Well, it is. I had like 4 or 5 RBIs at that point, but
the most nervous I've ever been in the big leagues is hit off a position player. That's way harder to hit off a pitcher.
Oh, it stinks, dude. It's because like I'm supposed to get a hit here, and I'm probably not.
Rook, I would strike you out 100%.
You probably would.
Yep. Facts.
Rook, that's another record that I have. Slowest pitch ever thrown.
I knew that one.
Yeah, you wouldn't hit the 31-mile-an-hour eephus.
Was that in Oakland? Remember that right?
Yeah, that was against the A's. Yeah.
But to answer your question, Rook,
he just lined out, but I like Bryson Stott.
He has no heartbeat. He's just like to answer your question about is Harper gonna last, or maybe that was Scotty B's question.
And I asked, I think he'll be fine too. I just asked,
I don't know.
On watching his swing, you know,
I don't know. His swing is so violent, but this dude is built different. I know people say that all the time, but he is actually like built different. He grows hair faster than everybody else. He is like a just solid ball of flexibility, strength. I didn't think his swing would last this long, in the sense of like I thought he'd have to tone it down. But I think it just looks violent. I think he's in more control than
I think he's
if I looked like that swinging, I think I know I would break down, but I'm saying it would be he's just in really, really control of his body and everything. So while I didn't think so before when he first came up to the big leagues, because I was at the game when Cole Hamels, quote, welcomed him to the big leagues, and I didn't think his body would last, but he's a durable dude. You guys are like my kids. You get enamored by commercials. Scott's not on commercials. He's like my other kids on the phone.
Yeah, Scott's tweeting.
Brock and Rook they're like,
Buffalo
why do they have all these ads?
Oh,
they're called commercials, kids. They're called commercials. Rook,
ads.
You going anywhere in the offseason now that the season's over? You heading anywhere?
I got no plans. I'm home.
No plans?
I mean,
it's not you that's planning them. The wifey's planning them.
Some various friends' weddings and things, but no big trips or anything planned.
You're in that realm. Everybody getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so mature.
Right?
They get married in the winter?
Oh yeah.
You got to.
The player. Oh, you're talking about players.
Yeah.
Not like friends.
Yeah.
Outside of the game.
He doesn't have players.
People have friends that don't play Major League Baseball.
Are Diamondbacks about to sweep the Dodgers?
No.
You don't think so?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think
the Dodgers offense is going to show up.
I don't think
What does anyone else think?
Is going to shut them down.
It was Mook's birthday the other day, game 1. I stayed up to watch his first at bat, but I texted him. I said, "Hey, happy birthday! Stayed up to watch your first at bat, but it's already 6-0, so I'm going to sleep. Y'all will probably still come back and win though, but love you, dude." And then I woke up and it was like they lost. What was the score? Like 12-1 or something, or 12-2 something. He goes, "Bro, that was so ass." And I said, y'all might fix and gonna lose this series. He's like, we still got time. But I love Mook, but I love Torrey, man. I love Torrey Lovello so much.
You do love Torrey. He loves Torrey too. Mook loves Torrey too.
Mook loves Torrey, dude. It's hard not to love Torrey.
Why?
He's
what makes him?
Just a good person, man. Like cares about everyone. Like he's the guy that would come out after games, like bench coach. He'd come out after games and he'd always make sure to say hello to Lakin. How you doing? Say hello to the wives, the kids. Just cares about everybody, man, in the organization, and a great communicator. So it's no surprise that he's had success. So he's an easy guy to root for.
So,
That's
did you
awesome.
cry when you saw Mookie step into the press conference room to give a little hug to Torrey for that little pregame?
No, that was
touchdown?
that was a feel good moment. I feel like
Those
that
are
was
your
a
two
feel-good
favorite
moment.
people.
Yeah, I love Mook, love Torrance. Yeah, so I think that was pretty cool. That was a cool moment between the two of them.
Game 4 starter AJ Smith Shaver in Game 3. Just
as
kidding.
as announced by Scotty Braun.
I know Strider's starting. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I don't sleep.
Yeah.
You did
Who's
text me
up?
the other morning at like 5:36 in the morning, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's a binger for you."
Yeah, that was a late one.
That was. Some people were
Not
like,
an
"Wow,
early
really,
one."
Scotty's starting the day early."
Yeah.
Nope. He's doing buys and tries at 5:30 in the AM.
Yeah, in my counting sheep buys and tries.
Who's throwing the Dodgers Diamondbacks game? Who's pitching for both those teams?
Lance Lynn and Fott.
Lance Lynn and Brandon Fott. And I imagine Pepio is going to get some good time in that game, right?
I don't see Lynn going more than 4 innings.
Yeah. Dodgers are going to bullpen it. I mean, Diamondbacks are maybe going to bullpen it a little bit too if they've got a lead to put them to bed right there.
I think they're playing with house money. I think they're resting everybody up to win tomorrow night's game. Not that they're not going to try to win tonight's game, but if anything, if the Dodgers come out guns a-blazing, I think they're going to let Fott wear a few. I don't know who they have. I don't know who they have with length that's going to come out. So they may go to that person too, but I think it's a situation where they're not going to just pull Fott. But Lynn, shoot, they might have Lynn out there. He might throw his last warm-up pitch in the first inning, and he's going to hear a no.
especially based on how the first two games have gone for the Dodgers starters.
There's Brewstar Gratterall.
Yeah, they need a good first inning. Yeah, but Kratz, my thing is, and this could actually kind of be the nightmare, not nightmare, because whatever, it's the rested relievers. But, if it's 3-2 in the third, and the D-backs are leading and there's two dudes on, are they like, all right, well, we kind of want to win this one. Let's bullpen the rest of this. Their bullpen's not as deep, though. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. No. D-backs are winning 3-2. Sorry. We got to keep grinding this one out offensively.
Okay.
In my opinion, in my pregame opinion, if Fott's is normal, like 95, 96, I'm riding that dude. If he's 93, 95, because he needs that four-seamer. He needs to be able to locate it arm side. His issue is he lets balls run. They just run away arm side. And if he's not able to locate that, it's going to be a long night because those Dodgers hitters do not expand the zone very often.
Yeah, I just think they're going to freak out on the road. I do.
How about Smith Shawver? Oh, go ahead.
I've never even heard of this guy. And what's he throwing? 90, 98 mile an hour? 99 mile an hour?
Yeah.
Dude, this guy didn't even pitch. He played football in high school, and then he's like, I'll try pitching. That's a year and a half ago, Brock. A year and a half ago.
And now he's
he was in high school.
Mile an hour. Flame balls.
He's like,
that's what I'm saying. That's like towards the end of my career, I was like, okay, I'm a little overmatched here. Like, this guy, hitters mean this guy, he just came up, AAA. He's 98 to 103, slider 93 to 95. I mean, we'll probably see him, if we're up by a lot or if they're up by a lot. So.
I remember when we were when you and I were playing together, and Michael Givens had just got called up, and it was like Napoli, Pedroia. We were all sitting in the hitters meeting, and they were showing Michael Givens minor league like pitching, and they were like, he's throwing from here and he's 99 miles an hour, and Pedroia was like, "What? Are you serious? This can't be real."
Pedroia would go up to hit against anybody, dude. He would go up and hit against Randy Johnson, and he'd come back to the dugout. He'd strike out or something. He'd come out and do that. This guy fucking sucks. And we're like, no, he doesn't, Justin. Yeah, he stinks. This guy stinks. Like, no. Like, everybody stunk to him.
Must be nice. Well, you guys are all terrible. Brent, thank you so much for swinging by, dude.
Yeah,
it was great to have you. I hope you had fun with the little chill session here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Brent, let me know when you're around, man.
I will for sure. I'll text Ben and we'll get together. We'll go swing it.
Heck yeah.
See you guys.
I'll
Thanks,
let you know
Brent.
too.
You were great, dude. This was fun. Appreciate you. Hey, and Brockstar, you too. You're getting the boot, apparently.
Yeah, I'm getting the boot too, boys.
What is
That's
it,
it.
bedtime?
Almost. Dinner time.
Daggone.
Dinner time and bedtime,
Dinner time or supper time?
I'd say dinner. Are
I
you a
mean,
supper?
that's
Are you a
fine.
supper guy?
It was a topic today. You had to
It
be
was a
there.
topic today. You got
It's a
a
show called
Foul
Foul
Territory.
Territory.
It's a show live Monday
I
to
haven't heard of
Friday,
it.
1 through 3.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it. Is it good?
We talked about supper and dinner, but
Was it supper or was it dinner? What was the dinner? Yeah.
it was dinner.
Anyway,
But
we
I
brought
say
in,
supper sometimes.
We brought in Dirty South specialist Whit Merrifield to let us know what the deal is in North Carolina, which is a state apparently near you. And he said, it's dinner for me. It's supper for basically everyone else in the state.
Supper for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like obviously I grew up in Texas. There was supper as well, but I think over the years I've kind of migrated towards dinner as
You've
opposed
matured to
to
dinner.
supper. Yeah. So
Well, it's great to have you. Well, enjoy your dinner. We'll see you on that Foul Territory program at some point in life.
hey, I'll be around. Yeah, I'll be
Brock,
around.
Have
Brock,
fun, dude.
I'm getting torn up on the chat here because I said I'm riding a pitcher for a long time, so I just want to make sure everybody knows. Brock, you are a handsome guy.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you
Riding
very
is
much.
a very common term, but okay.
It is a common term.
Brock, you're a star. We'll see you soon, dude.
All right, man. Yeah, y'all be good. Good to see y'all.
Cheers, you too. Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
you, kid.
Obviously, we won't be alone for long. Kratz, man, this game is
Flying.
not close at the moment. Although it was like that for game
Right.
2, and
Yep.
then you left, and then it was awesome in terms of drama. So maybe if you leave, no, I'm kidding, but I don't see it this time in Philly. But hey, let's see if Grant McCauley has other thoughts. Bring him in.
Wow. What a
you
good
can
pitch
follow-
right there.
Yeah, that was a great pitch. You can follow Grant along. We'll post his Twitter on the site there, but very simply just his name, Grant, MCAULEY, covers this Braves team for 92.9 The Game and host of From the Diamond. Also on Battery Power SBN and Locked On ATL. Basically, Mr. Atlanta Braves personality joining us right now for, at this point, Grant, a little therapy session at the moment. So
Yeah, I mean,
take
why
me through
not?
what you're feeling, man.
Well, you kind of knew this was going to be a game where the plan had to really go well, and I would say the plan did not go as well as it needed to. I mean, you got to give credit to Bryce Harper. I mean, he's not going to sneak up on you. That's a guy that if he beats you, you just kind of have to wear it, and he's beaten the Braves twice on this night. So resilience, bouncing back from a mistake for him on the base paths that helped close out game 2. You had to feel he had something up his sleeve that looked a lot like redemption, and I would say those 2 home runs looked and sounded like redemption for Bryce Harper. And that's a huge, huge momentum swing in the series. And up in Philly with that crazy rabid fan base that you can see is living and dying on every pitch. I think they're enjoying themselves quite a bit.
Is Braves country going to lose their mind because of him giving a little, hey, how you doing to Orlando Arcia twice around the bags tonight?
I mean, they shouldn't, but there's always a segment that's going to be upset about stuff like that. I think the gamesmanship is part of it. And, there's a lot of back and forth between players. And teams, and especially ones that are familiar with one another as these two are, I wouldn't really be surprised by stuff like that. I mean, you want it to stay in maybe a certain category of, good-natured fun for the most part, or just giving somebody back a little bit. But, it's the postseason. Those juices are flowing, so I'm not surprised to see it whatsoever. And I don't think the Braves, Orlando Arcia, or anybody else should be surprised to see it, because
Nah,
you're going to hear about it. It's all out there.
good, clean fun, Kratz.
Do we need more of this, Grant? Do we need more of this as like to grow our game? Because it's happening in other sports. This like good nature, to me, it's good natured.
Yeah.
I know Bryce a little bit, and I know Orlando a lot. And there's no spitefulness there. There's but do we need more of this as a sport to grow our game, to try to touch the levels of the NFL?
I don't think it's a bad thing. And you look at, what was it, a few years ago, where they started to kind of embrace the idea of like, let the kids play, a different generation, a different way of approaching the game. I like the emotion, the showmanship. I mean, there's a difference between, I think, having fun and those things, and, taunting and all of that. And that's going to get a different, I think, answer from a bullpen, but an entire dugout of folks that might see that and get a little bit upset about it. But, the back and forth, I think it's all part of the drama. It makes it fun, and, figure it out on the field. That's what everybody cares the most about, is, who ends up on the right side of the scoreboard.
You don't like it, play better kind of thing?
Exactly right. And I think that was a big thing. And what's funny is, even between these two teams, because I believe it was Ronald Acuna Jr. hit a home run in a late season series between these two clubs, and Rob Thompson went on his weekly radio show and said, we like our guys to act like they've been there. And I'm just kind of thought to myself, well, that's cool. Those are your guys. You don't get to police everybody else's guys. And that I think is probably where it is, if you've been there, which the Braves most certainly have, and the Phillies most certainly have, I think you're allowed to react kind of however you want to. And there was nothing new about the celebration either for Acuna. It was the same thing they do after every home run. So Tyler Matzik, I think, was the one that said, I mean, if you don't like it, stop it. And if you don't like it, basically shut up, and the rest of us are going to try to enjoy it. I know I butchered that quote, but I would stand by that as the general sentiment with all this stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's one of those things. If this game goes this way and the series ends up going in the favor of the Phillies, are Braves fans going to slowly be like Braves fans of what I would call like 2010, 2012, where it's like, you know what? We're not going to show up during the regular season because this team's going to make the playoffs, and then we're going to show up then, where the team was winning 15 straight. Now they're 6 straight. Are fans down there going to start doing that?
I don't think so. I think a lot of that it was a variety of different things. And one of the biggest was, I mean, and this is terrible to say, but you win all those years in a row from the 1991 season all the way to 2005, capture the division every year, go to the World Series 5 times. And for some reason, it became, I think, not necessarily taken for granted, but in some ways, yeah. But it was like, it's a rite of passage for the Braves to make the playoffs. I mean, I remember being in college in 1999 and seeing the Braves lose the World Series to the Yankees, get swept, and thinking, oh, well, they'll get back there next year and they'll win again. Well, they didn't get back there again until 2021. So you got to appreciate these things while they're going on. And you just never know what can happen in the postseason. The Braves of 21 are a great example of that. The Phillies of 22 are a great example of that. But no, I don't think that kind of, I guess the word might be apathetic approach to the fan base is going to be one of those things. But I mean, the expectation is the highest it can possibly be. And now that you have won a World Series, and in the lifetime of all these fans now that maybe weren't around to see the one in 1995, you're going to want to get back there again and do it a few more times. And I think they got a team capable of doing that. They've spent the money on locking up that core. They've got that great ballpark. It's a tremendous ambiance. They had 53 sellouts this year. I think the fan base, for the most part, understands that they've got something pretty special here. So even through the losses, I mean, you cope with it as best you can. You try to forget it by the time you get back to opening day and get excited about next year's team. But you kind of hope that next year is still a couple of series away. But this is going to be a challenging matchup, and has been and will be, I think, between the Braves and the Phillies, because it just is. I mean, the way they're built, what they've done, the recent history, all those things, I think it makes for good stories. But it's not fun for a fan base, obviously, to lose. And it wouldn't be 2 years in a row. So we'll kind of see how tonight goes. And obviously, Spencer Strider will have something to say about it in Game 4. And that, I think, is exactly the way you want it to be.
Yeah, that's what you want in Game 4. I mean, you got Strider, like, with your season on the line. that makes sense. The problem for me is, Bryce Elder really fell off in the second half of the season. Looked pretty good the first couple innings.
Yeah.
Sure some Braves fans would have been like, oh, we should have made it more of a bullpen game, just give him 2 and then rotate through everyone, whatever. Really, the thing is, most teams that go deep in the playoffs have starters where you're like, yo, we're good. And you're like talking through who a game 4 starter should be. And we're in the DS and they're kind of scrambling and like, oh, we got to get through. And then, hopefully Morton will be back. Even with the Fried situation, sure, you can't dial it all up the way you want every year. Many teams go through starting pitching injuries, but this just doesn't look good for a team that's got everything else clicking. I was just like, should they have been more aggressive to try and get like a Verlander? Yes, I know Scherzer got hurt, but now he's coming back.
Yeah.
Guys like that. Would you have liked to see that? Or like even at the time, did you feel like that was needed at the time where they were at? Or no?
I felt like it would have been nice, like a luxury of sorts, knowing that you were expecting Max Fried to come back. And the timing of Fried also was like within the week of the trade deadline. But I'll say this, and I think it's probably a pretty safe statement. I don't think that the Braves were getting Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander because the Mets were not going to pay them to pitch for Atlanta. I just don't think that was going to happen. And on top of that, then you look at some of the others like the Lucas Giolitos and Lance Lynn's. You could run on down the list, Jack Flaherty. I know there's some others. And outside of Jordan Montgomery, I don't think any of these deadline starting pitchers really were a net positive to their team. Even Lorenzen threw a no-hitter for the Phillies, got left off their playoff roster. So I don't know that even if they had done that at the time, that player or that pitcher would be a factor in the Braves' favor here that would give you more than Bryce Elder, at least at the outset of this game, would be expected to give you. Because, Bryce, he had a very good first half. He had a very up and down second half and a lot of rough starts. They tried to rest him. I don't subscribe to the idea that there was some mythical starter out there that would have fixed everything for the Braves. The Morton injury, though, that certainly made this much more complicated because that was not part of the plan.
Yeah. No.
What about in the offseason, though? Should they have bought more?
I think that this offseason you're going to see a very different approach, and I think you have to because you're going to miss Kyle Wright for all of 2024. That's a huge blow. You don't know if Charlie Morton's going to come back or retire. He's got that $20 million option, or the club does. You got Max Fried for one more year, and you hope it's a healthy year, and I hope that is for Max as well, for whatever is in the future for him. But him being out there every fifth day obviously makes the Braves better. So once you get on the other side of that, you've basically got Spencer Strider, Max Fried for another year, and a bunch of question marks. And I think the Braves are going to have to address that. And what that'll look like, will that be trades? Will that be a free agent signing? Will it be Charlie Morton coming back for one more year? Those are all the questions I think they're going to ask themselves. They're just hoping to not have to get to work on that in the immediate future. But, this Phillies team, this matchup, this LDS was going to stress them out. But if there was one thing that I feel like could kind of go into the plan, was that at least you could throw Fried and Strider or Strider and then Fried twice in this series because of all the off days. Now, I don't know if that's ideal for getting in a flow as a team, but it's something,
Let's say they win tomorrow with Strider. Offense bounces back. I know we still got game to go here, but it's not looking good. Their win expectancy is quite low at the moment. Yeah. Lower than the other day. So
right.
How do you feel about game 5 if they win tomorrow with Max?
I think with Fried now having a chance to have thrown in that practice game and have gone out there and thrown 95 pitches against the Phillies in game 2, the blister was not an issue. I talked to Max after the start. He said it really wasn't a problem. It's just from an overall feel standpoint, I think pitching basically only one time competitively and it being in a practice setting in the final 2.5 or 3 weeks of the year is probably not how you want to go into the postseason. But the blister's not a problem for him at the moment, and hopefully it won't be a problem for him in game 5. They're just going to have to keep an eye on that. But maybe having the chance to get some of that out, knock some of that rust off in that game 2 start will have him a little bit more ready to go in game 5. Mentally, I think he's there. Velocity looked good. It was just location of the fastball wasn't where he wanted it to be. And as we all know, when you get into a game 5 scenario at this point, it's just going to be all hands on deck to figure it out. And the bullpen did a great job the other night. And if the Braves offense can get going, they did play to get that home field advantage. So to have it in a decisive game 5, that would be a pretty big deal, I think.
I agree. That place was going nuts. Mm-hmm. I also think this team they're playing more than any other ball club right now lights it up at home. Because a lot of, just look at this postseason alone. Like a lot of the home field advantage doesn't look like that much of an advantage with the results we've seen so far. Orioles at home, Dodgers at home, last round Rays at home,
Yeah.
Brewers at home. But for me, Philly's different. And I can say that because I've been to most of those parks in the playoffs, and you're just seeing the performance from them pretty consistently now for a couple years. Put it together at home.
Yeah.
There you go. There's
Get a
a
little
knock.
something going.
Yeah. There's two.
Start chipping away. I mean, that's basically all you can do at this point. I mean, you've gotten into the Phillies bullpen, which, a couple of years ago, that was, I think, the biggest question mark for this club, or the biggest thing that was standing in their way of, success in the postseason was that bullpen. And you just don't have that problem anymore. They've got a lot of guys that throw very hard, and, Braves fans know all about Craig Kimbrell. So, and it's not just him. I mean, they've got it in droves out there. So, do what you can, where you can. And this Braves offense, if they've got 6, 7, 8, 9 outs to go, they can hang a crooked number a couple of times. Weirder things have happened, and I think we saw it in game 2, but this did feel like a bit more of a momentum swing and a more of an uphill climb.
Yeah, and I just think it's the home field advantage, but also the Phillies home field disadvantage or whatever. I don't know how I'm going to word that, but, the fact that the Phillies won't be at home for a game 5 is really impactful too, compared to most teams where it's like whatever. Like, I've been saying this last couple of days. I don't think the Astros give a shit where they're playing. I really don't.
Right.
I mean, if they're playing at home, cool. They watch so much playoff ball there. I mean, yesterday they played so much playoff ball too as a team. I just think it's cool to be there, but they're fine on the road.
They're better on the road this year.
Yeah, they're better on the road. So for
the
me,
Braves had an exactly
matters
equal
too.
record. Home and
road. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty even season for the Braves across the board. And honestly, I don't know if Major League Baseball really is going to look into doing anything about it. I like that the wild card game is now the wild card series, but some of these top teams that have to sit around and wait. I mean, I joked the other day. I mean, do the Braves just call up the Dodgers and say, "Hey, what are you guys doing for the next couple of days? Let's do something different and compete against one another to be ready for whatever happens in 5 days." I mean, teams have had layoffs before, so I don't know where the data is going to come out or the research comes out on that, but there's just really not a way to keep your hitters in a rhythm when you sit for 5 days and then have to face a team that really wants to get you out and has the kind of arms the Phillies and a lot of other teams have.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked probably 3 people now. If you were to give the Braves a choice, which would they do? Because they're the number 1 seed. You guys get to choose. You don't like the layoff? Go play the wild card game. You choose. Do they say, yes, we want to play the wild card series?
They couldn't have done that a year ago, but this year, I feel like maybe that was a more realistic option. I feel like it was at least an option, at least a discussion. But, last year, there's no way they could do that. They were going to have to wait it out because you had Max Fried sick as a dog and Spencer Strider was hurt. This year, though, Fried was on the IL, so that wouldn't have worked out for them because he wouldn't have been eligible to come back. So they probably take the rest. But knowing what we know now, the managing can do, maybe you do. If you're playing for the best record, maybe everybody should be active. Maybe it shouldn't be anybody getting a layoff. I don't know how they'd work that out, though. And I don't know how many teams will want to do it. But if it doesn't feel like an advantage to some of these top teams to have that rest, and if it's not playing out that way, maybe there's something that can be done to just have everybody going. And I guess maybe that means expanding the playoffs again, which I'm sure lots of people would hate. But I don't have all the answers to that. And thankfully, nobody asked me to come up with a solution.
I just feel like even before the playoffs started, was it AJ that said it or was it you, Scott, that said, stop with the extra rest? Before the playoffs even started, the extra rest thing is not a thing.
AJ said it right from the jump. He was like,
AJ.
extra rest my ass. I've played in the playoffs a lot. It's fine. They had a really long layoff for their 05, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you sit there and you go, at the end of the season, guys need days off. You're prepared. It's not like they're like, oh, I wonder how many days off we're going to have. We're really, Is it 3? Is it like, you don't even come in to the field on the first day. Then you have a light workout. Your pitchers throw that need to throw. And then you go a harder workout the third day. And then you have a workout day. Then you have your media day.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, you go hit dingers. I just think that 5 days of rest is so important for teams. And I know it hasn't worked out, but to me, if teams are going to complain about it, my thing would be, okay, and you don't hear players complaining about it at all. But my thing would be, okay, it's your choice. You can either play the number 6 seed in the wild card, or even you could even let it be, hey, we want to choose who we play against. Not just we want to play the wild card. We play all 3 games at home, and we choose to play against, because I don't think the Braves this year, they would be in a good position. You don't want to go in playing the Phillies. So in this scenario, the Phillies would have taken the bye, and then they would have thrown Strider and Fried, and then game 1 would have been Bryce Elder
or
Schauber.
Disadvantage, that's for sure, because you don't have Charlie Morton. So, and with the way that things were at the end of the year, Max Fried was not going to be activated, and it wasn't eligible to be activated from the 15-day IL until the day before the Braves set their, or the day that the Braves set their postseason roster. So, I mean,
they did that on purpose, though.
I would take the rest, but I've now watched them do the old traditional workouts, kind of the way that you just laid out last year. And I watched them do 3 simulated 7-inning games, trying to give their guys as close to realistic reps as you can. And it didn't really seem to make a difference in game 1. And an offense like that hadn't been shut out at home, it just makes you wonder. I can't point to it as being the only thing. I mean, they had some opportunities. They had the right guys up there with the opportunities. I mean, and there was a lot made about, well, why switch Riley and Albies in the lineup? Why move anything around if you got a lineup that works so great? I don't think changing the lineup is a reason that they lost either. I mean, sometimes the other guys just make their pitches and execute, and you don't make the most of your chances. And I felt like it was more of that than anything. And especially, I don't think you could point to the layoff and say, well, they weren't doing anything, because they were. I watched them do it. So I really don't know what the answer would be to that, or if it's even a question that's worth asking. It's just something that we debate incessantly forever, because the system's just not going to change.
Hey, Kratz, I don't know how to say this. Sorry, Dolk. I'm just going to call him Dolk. But in the chat has been pretty active today. Said, can you imagine the blowback if a team chose to play in the wild card instead of accepting a bye and then lost the series?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the like, I can't stand when there's like a narrative that's put out there, and then people are like, okay, well, what's the answer? Well, we need to add more participation trophies, and we need to add more. To me, the biggest thing here, and if I'm a Braves fan, why do the Braves have to play the Phillies? And just because we want to keep the games on the same coast, we want to keep the
it doesn't. It's all about seeding, and but a lot of people complained in the chat that they don't like the seeding. MLB is obsessed with the bracket too, but they think that it should reseed.
But it's always and they should reseed. It should be the Braves should play. That should be the bigger argument, and I want to hear what Grant has to say about it. Is they should be able to play the worst team. That's it.
I'd agree with that. And the thing is, and Brian Snitker said this, and I agree. I mean, there's just not really any way around it. I mean, if you get to the postseason, you got a chance to win the World Series. I mean, you're a team that has played well enough to earn that opportunity. So any team can get hot at that time. And again, I'll go back and say that the 2021 Braves were a great example of that. They came in with the fewest wins, I think, of any playoff team that year, and they won the World Series. So it can happen. So I'm not sitting here, pointing at the Diamondbacks and saying they're the worst team of the bunch, because, I mean, look what they're doing to the Dodgers right now. Although the Dodgers have their own issues with starting pitching, similar and actually worse than what the Braves are dealing with. But I do think it should reseed, because if you play for best record and home field advantage and all of those things, why would you not just play the lowest seed? And how they sort all that out, these game times, insisting that no games can go on at the same time. I mean, I kind of understand it. But then I don't know if it benefits for a sport that you end up playing so much at night. Then you play all of the games in the daytime. I'd actually be interested to see how you feel about that. It seems like that's a pretty big reversal as well. Who was it? Wasn't it Bregman that said a long time ago? He's like, I'm sick of playing games with suntan lotion on. He's like, I can play at night too. That was when they first started this run. That kind of thing that's inevitable. We can't have Scott Braun's scheduling of 4 games a day without having the day games.
Boom Trey. Boom Trey. Boom Trey
Yeah.
alert.
There's no.
You guys are ahead of me, but this is. I mean, you just AJ Przinsky'd me, so I'm now seeing it landing right now. So you guys
All
got to
right.
pause
Sorry
for
about
a
it.
sec.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
what's crazy is the stream that you have, or even the TBS game feed, is 2 pitches behind the real time. I noticed at the ballpark the other night. Like just sitting there
Really?
watching the game in the press box, TBS was 2 pitches behind. And if you're on the
Holy
stream, you're even
cow.
further behind. So by the time you've live tweeted or posted, whatever we're calling that now, you're spoiling it for somebody somewhere.
Right. So right now I'm seeing Trey's there it is, replay of him hitting it. So that's how far behind you guys I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Technology.
Technology.
we'll resync back up when we get to the next half, Kratz, because
Yeah, that's
the
fine.
inning is over. Did
Bryce
you get
just
that
hit
yet?
a fly ball.
He's super mad.
He was Arcia mad.
He's so mad that he can get to say hi to Orlando Arcia again.
Yeah. 3rd time would have been a charm.
Right?
Third time. That it would just been excessive.
Yeah, I mean, but this Phillies lineup has that ability, and he is that guy for them. That's for sure. And the Braves have seen this guy since he came up with Washington, so it's not like there's any love lost on this particular
True.
rivalry wherever he's playing.
So Grant, go ahead, Kratz.
No. Go ahead. I was just going to talk more about they should his first at bat. We said it on the telecast here. Why are they throwing to him? Do you agree with that as a Braves fan, or are you thinking do you look at this lineup and say for me, if I'm looking at the lineup from the Phillies side, I can't let Aaron Nola get beat by Austin Riley. He's just consistently. I think the matchup to Acuna, everybody says, well, Acuna is so good, but I think the matchup with Nola is different. I think because he's throwing curveballs over like a sweeping slider or a cutter to Acuna. Austin Riley's the matchup. Do you as a Braves fan look at it and say, I can't let Bryce Harper beat us, or is there somebody else that you're like, oh, he is in my craw. I can't stand that guy.
Well, if Bryce Harper is 1A, then Trey Turner is 1B because he wore out the Braves with the Nationals for years, and it was part of those Dodgers playoff teams, or at least was in the 2021 postseason between these two clubs. So that's a guy that you don't want to have beat you. But with Harper, it's the second at bat, the one where he got the 3-run homer off Elder that really opened this game up and put the Phillies on top firmly. That's one that I look at where, all due respect to what your plan might be in a regular season game, once things started to spiral a little bit in that frame, I know it's the 3rd inning, but what else is Brad Hand on this roster to do other than to face lefties? And he came in, looked great after the fact, and I know Harper got him for a home run, so maybe it's a moot point after that, but you just kind of have to wonder, I guess, in the what if of it all. If you went with that matchup immediately, how would that have played out? And it's a moot point as well if the Braves don't figure out a way to score a bunch more runs, but I just kind of wondered about that because the playoff leash is typically a lot shorter than a regular season game is. And even with Elder getting in trouble in that 3rd inning, it wasn't short enough to kind of minimize what the Phillies were able to do there.
Yeah, no doubt. I hear that. And that's the beauty of the playoffs, man. This is why I love, and this is kind of why I love this format, this this alt cast kind of thing, this way to just break stuff down differently than you can because, the next pitch is coming and now we're talking about it again. It's just a different way of looking at everything. And I love hearing the viewpoint of a Brave, somebody that's been around the Braves all year and seen this absolute juggernaut. I mean, you've talked so many times about the Phillies lineup here. Have you ever seen a lineup like this from afar or it's an easy question. That's a cold take by me because it's
I mean, I've read about the 27 Yankees, and that team was so good that they became a joke that goes beyond baseball, where if you've got a good group of people, then you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm working with the 27 Yankees, no matter what job you're doing. Or if you're saddled with a bad group of people in whatever walk of life, you can say, well, they ain't the 27 Yankees. But, the 27 Yankees also won the World Series. They didn't have to go through 3 rounds of playoffs to do it, but I think they could have anyway. But, yeah, this 2023 Braves squad, I mean, starting with Ronald Acuna Jr., going directly to Matt Olson, but also with respect to other 30 and 40 home run hitters in the lineup. The top 5 is just ridiculous. You talked about who do you not want to beat you with the Braves. I've talked to different pitchers that have said, yeah, that really isn't a game plan we can make, because while we'll want to neutralize Ronald Acuna Jr. or Austin Riley or Matt Olson, then all of a sudden you got Ozzie Albies, and Marcell Ozuna turned back into the player that he was prior to 2021. That was quite a turn for the Braves as well. Eddie Rosario's had some big moments for this club. Orlando Arcia's had some clutch ones. Michael Harris II's batting 9th, hit 290 this year, and somehow got there after hitting 163 into June. I mean, it was just an incredible story and milestone and accomplishment night after night after night after night. And I know Ronald got a lot of the headlines, and Matt Olson may have gotten most of the rest of them. But yeah, this is a team that was just unbelievable to watch. And I felt like, and this is a cold take by me, you get into the postseason, a lot of people, they point to, well, you got to have the great pitching to win. I felt like maybe the Braves have a great enough offense that won't apply quite as much. But as we can see in this series, the great offense has got to do its job. Otherwise, we're straight back into the cliches and straight back to square one.
For sure. But I wanted to ask you while you're talking there, you saw I'm still behind, but Ronald ground out, and he didn't hustle down the line. It should have been a bang bang play, and then he jumps over first base. Is there anything as a Braves fan that you're like, I kind of wish Ronald would do this a little bit less? Because as a fan, if you're a fan of another team, you're going to look at Ronald Acuna and you're going to be like, oh, I can't stand this guy. Well, it's because he hits dingers off of you. As a Braves fan, is there anything that you'd be like, kind of wish Ronald wouldn't do that, and it irritates me?
Yeah, the only time I would say that really comes into play is if he doesn't hit the ball 100 miles an hour, which feels like the exception to the rule. But when he hits them, 107 miles an hour right at the shortstop on 3 hops, I don't expect him to be trying to outrun the baseball to first base. And I think that part of that has been built into, when he suffered that knee injury, the club wanted him to just govern his actions accordingly, because once he gets on, he doesn't have those same kind of restrictions, I don't feel like. And clearly he's a lot further away from that surgery and that recovery than he was when he came back a year ago, but he wasn't the same player last year. So I feel like if Ronald Acuna Jr., needing to take it easy on plays that you're probably not going to be able to beat out, and that saves him from hitting first base weird and wrenching his knee and then being out for 15 or 30 days or 60 days or whatever it might end up being, and being healthier in the long term, I'm okay with it. From a old sandlot baseball purist, from the, lowest levels possible, you'd like to run hard every play, but I think there's just some that you just have to kind of recognize, or he does recognize, and the team's okay with it, that, well, you grounded out to short there and you hit it 108 miles an hour, so you're not going to beat that out anyway. I think that's really where it lands. So long story short, or as short as I can, I don't know that it really bothers me. There's a handful of times a year where I feel like it's like, oh, well, if he was running a little bit harder on that one, maybe that was a play. But more times than not, it just hasn't really been a factor.
Benefit of the doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
So, Grant, last one for me before you jump back out of here. Are you taking calls tomorrow for anything you're doing?
Oh, I'm taking calls tonight. I'm in the studio right now.
Tonight.
I'm in the office, so I'm sure I'll get some really, we'll run the gamut. I know that. I'll put it that way. I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if I'm not going to get it on the air in 45 minutes or an hour.
Go ahead.
What do you got, Kratz?
No, I was just going to say, what do you want to tell fans to calm them down, because you're going to get the gamut, like you said. You're going to run the gamut here.
I'll add to his question. What are you going to tell them to calm them down? And what is the number one complaint that you are going to get this evening in general? What's the thing that they're going to look at? Or I know fans still like, oh, the postseason format, or we moved on from that. Is it, oh, we don't have another starter, we should have had one? What do you think is going to be the top complaint from callers?
Well, I'm sure I will hear about not getting another starter at the deadline, even though I think we've probably ridden that one into the ground. Mm-hmm. But the option of either going with AJ Smith-Shawver or maybe using an opener in AJ Smith-Shawver over using Bryce Elder, I didn't feel like it was that big of a question for the Braves. I felt like Bryce Elder was going to get this start. I'm surprised that the third inning was allowed to go on as long as it did, and I think that's going to be the number one thing. And I've said this already. I've posted this already. going to carry Brad Hand, who is so effective against lefties. How's he not facing Harper in a pivotal moment? Because you may not need him later on. There may not be a moment for him. And if there is a moment for one, you still got AJ Minter. So that I think is going to be the number one thing. But it all comes back to if the Braves don't score more than 2 runs, you can't necessarily look at it and say that they, did everything they could to win this baseball game. This offense has got to start scoring some runs. That's, I think, the number one thing you got to see. And as far as calming them down, I mean, you just got to hope Spencer Strider does what he did in game 1, and the Braves offense is able to really put up some runs and give themselves a chance to get back home and play game 5.
Yeah.
Fair. Good stuff. Well, Grant, thanks for swinging by, dude. Enjoy the
awesome.
calls. Have fun with those guys and
Yeah, I
girls
will.
that call. And we'll see if things look better for you in game 4. I think they will. I think the game will at least be closer.
Yeah, we'll all find out together. Thank you guys for having me. This is always a blast.
Appreciate you, Grant. Thank you so much. Grant McCauley with us, and we posted that he's on, so you can check out his Twitter if you want to see all the good stuff that he does. And he will be having a great time with Braves Therapy Sesh tonight. So the Braves are down to the final 6 outs, just so everyone knows, plan for us. We'll keep watching and hanging out with you. And also some people were asking if we do this for a lot of games, or what did it say? Do this for during this playoff run? No, we don't do this for every game. That would be a lot. Also, we can't duplicate us since there's other games going on top of each other today.
What?
Yeah.
Are you
there's a little bit of
serious,
that.
bro?
I know. Sorry about it.
Hang
But
on one sec. Erik Kratz here. Watching the Twins game. This is unbelievable what's happening in the Twins game. We already have Joe Ryan out of the game, so we're really excited about the 4.5 under strikeouts that hit. Hang on 1 second. Well, the Braves game is back, so we're going to watch some extra highlights of Nick Castellanos hitting another dinger against Bryce Elder.
And we did get a clarification saying, meaning every day, are we doing one? Nope, not every day, but we'll pick and choose our spots. We definitely will not do weekends. There's less of you out there on the weekends, and I'm all about it. Enjoy your weekend or be on the go, whatever it is. But during the week, I would say World Series will be strong. Next round will be strong. Maybe one more in this round. We'll see what happens. But we're kind of day by day, we're just all hands on deck some days, and other days, no hands on deck.
We're grinders.
Yeah,
we're grinding.
Exactly. So we're bottom 7 here, just seeing if the Phils are going to add on. Meanwhile, your boy, Mr. I think I'll just pick up a baseball and hit the big leagues. Smith Shawver is eating up some nice innings for ATL so that they can have everybody good to go the next couple days.
I was impressed with him in the starts that I saw him earlier this year. For a young kid, I mean, he can barely even grow a beard unless he's trying to grow a goatee. But like the story about how he just, he was slinging a football on the football field a year and a half ago in high school. And then he just was like, you know what I'll do? I'll pitch. And it just looks like a competitor. The games I've watched him, and maybe you don't want to put a high energy competitor out there in the first, to give him a short leash, but he's settling in. I understand Trey clipped him, but I'm impressed with him. And I don't know, this is why I'm not a scout. I don't know how I'm sure Orlando's getting some boos for that ground ball that he fielded, but I don't know how a guy like this, how his career path goes. To me, I feel like an AJ Burnett kind of, where he's young, he's learning on the fly, and he's got electric stuff. So to me, this is the guy I would have started if I was snit, but I'm not, and that's why I get to do this show from my studio at the Casa.
You just said that because they have the same first name, nickname, AJ. That's why you picked Burnett. You didn't realize you were doing a Smith Shawver comp to another AJ.
I wasn't. That's not. I didn't think about it at all.
That's what I'm here for. Analysis.
That's well done. That's well done by you. No, I didn't even think about that.
Well, because we had the Bryce connection earlier, it stood out too much. The Bryce Wilden.
You like the name. You like the name game.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Pick and choose my spots. It's not like the play on words name game, just like, oh, two dudes with the same name.
Same name.
We got Bryson Stott up here for the Fightins.
Do you miss Scotty? Do you miss calling a game?
Nope.
Would you say that was like because you are for people who don't know, Scotty is like the ultimate people person, the ultimate like grinder and like hard worker. To me, you saying that you didn't like the play-by-play part.
I liked it. I appreciate it. Well, I'll tell you this. My answer is more just because I love what I'm doing now. So I wouldn't trade anything I'm doing now, including this. I want to do more of this and make this more of a thing. I want to buy rights to games. Maybe not playoffs. It's a little pricey for us, but maybe we, snag some regular season games and call them and switch up the way the booth works, because I don't want to take from the traditional way the booth works. There's way too many people that are like so obsessed with like the very mechanical style of how you call a game. I didn't like that. I played to it a little, probably more than I wanted to, but just felt obligated. I just feel like it's more fun to be able to chat, and if you have the game, maybe you'll be on each pitch a little bit more, right? And it's a little less of like your second screen experience, but at the same time, I just feel like providing other options for fans in the future will be big, because the younger audience, I don't think needs you listen to some games during the regular season, depending on the teams. Obviously, there's some good teams broadcast wise, and then there's some teams where it's like, welcome everyone to come. I don't even want to say the part because I'm gonna sway where.
Hey, check out behind Orion Kirkering. I don't know if you're on the screen, but they're showing Kirkering and Michael Lorenzen, who I thought wasn't active, but he's getting up in the pen. I thought he wasn't active on this roster. Was that a today change?
No, there was no changes today.
Michael Lorenzen's out there warming up, unless he's...
I might be really behind you.
I think you're probably way ahead. You're probably
what do you got right now?
2-2, breaking ball in the dirt with JT Real Muto.
I'm at 2-2. 10 seconds to go until the 2-2 comes through. I never got a bullpen shot. Are we watching the same broadcast?
I'm watching the Twins game. What game are you watching?
Who are the Twins? Lorenzen's activated. Lorenzen's activated for this series.
I had no idea. That is terrible by me. I feel like I'm letting our fans down by not being...
And you're our Philly guy, so...
I know. I read all of the media posts from today. I get like I'm the worst.
Well, activated, like he's on the playoff roster, though, for this round. He was off the wild card round, and he's on the NLDS round. He just hasn't pitched.
Yeah. I didn't know that, and that's brutal by me. But all that to say, they were showing it. Maybe they show the bullpen again. They have the camera in the back there. It's one of those high-speed cameras, and they have it on... basically like a sliding scale, essentially. And it's like, it shows the different locations, and they move the camera so that they can, it's really tough to explain now because it's not on the screen, but that high speed camera will pick up like where you're at on the seams and where your grip is and where your release point is. And I've never seen it. I've only ever seen it where it's just a fixed location and they take the videos from there. But this is a camera that moves around. It's on like a sliding. Anyway, next time they show the bullpen,
okay,
we'll take a look at it. It's pretty sick.
By the way, I just want to I want to go here just for a sec because Doug in the chat said it said some things about I guess that when A-Rod's on a game, it's not his favorite. And everyone has their favorites and not favorites. And often those, crisscross, right? Like someone loves some broadcaster, someone else can't stand them. I mean, very difficult to measure performance. It's not like ratings, especially for games and all of that. I'll just say this, like for A-Rod specifically, because I would tell this to him if he was sitting here right next to me. A few things. One, like look away from the notes for a while. Just relax. You played for a long time. Also, like, deep breath, maybe a drink or something, and like just act like you're chilling with me and we're just talking for a sec. Like don't. It's not a job interview right now. Just relax, right? Like there's no way he doesn't talk like that 24/7. I know that.
No.
So I'm like, just relax. You don't have to put on a front. It's not Shark Tank. You're not around all the execs, whatever. Just like talk a little ball, relax.
And you know what? That's such a great point. And I've done one college game on TV. I've done radio games, but maybe that scenario isn't allowed. He's not allowed to be like that on TV. But I know for a fact, CC Sabathia told me, he said, for all his shortcomings, for all of A-Rod's shortcomings, he might be the smartest baseball person that he's ever played with. And he's like, I'm being honest. Like, I get it. I get there's other baggage and stuff with A-Rod, but like, he's so smart. And to me, this type of thing, this non-scripted that we're doing, this just would connect with so many more people instead of a facade kind of thing, because he is incredibly smart. And I still listen, whether people are not like A-Rod or not. I still listen because I want to hear what CC Sabathia is talking about, because if CC says something like that, he's played with some dudes. And if he says A-Rod's the smartest baseball player he's ever, like, knowing what to do in the game, I'm going to listen.
I'm with you, baby.
Now they got Kirkring, and they're showing Kirkring's dad, who he cried more than me on national television.
That was cool though, right?
That was so cool. And this dude is what is his 3 rules to live by? Don't suck. Rule 2 is don't suck. And rule 3 is see rules 1 and 2. To go through the minor leagues, essentially being in the big leagues 1 year after you were drafted, it's not quite what Brandon Finnegan did, where he was drafted and then he came up with us in September and was pitching meaningful innings, but it's very similar. You got 2 guys in the game right now. Smith-Shawver was throwing TD passes less than 2 years ago in high school, and this guy who's throwing absolute buggy whip sweepers, and barely touched the minor leagues. Barely.
This dude's ridiculous.
Should
he have been in instead of Hoffman? Hoffman had a good year, but
no,
not enough experience.
I don't care. I don't care about experience, but Hoffman, we said, I don't know if you heard me say it on the show. You know how many sliders he's given up an extra base hit on? 1 before that one. 1 the whole year.
And that's the playoffs. Sonny Gray didn't give up a homer off his sweeper the whole year.
Yeah, even more than that. It was so many innings. So no, I don't think so. I think Hoffman's been the guy. Wow. How Ozuna even made contact with that, I have no idea. But Turner had some time right there to make that throw. I think if Harper takes that ball on the other side of the base, maybe you're a little behind me.
No, I'm looking at the replay.
Okay. If he takes that ball, I think Turner has a chance to set and throw there. And if Harper shifts his feet to the other side of the base, you see, but that's an advanced move as a first baseman, and he doesn't have that many reps yet. But that was a good play. I still don't know how Ozuna touched that ball. So here's the question for you.
Yeah.
And this is we'll probably talk about it tomorrow on the show too. This game stays like this. The Braves don't have, the greatest comeback of all time. You have Strider on the mound tomorrow as the Braves. He gets into a little bit of damage. Like, let's say they score a run, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Are they sticking with him? We're talking, it's the 3rd inning, 1 run in, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
Yeah, sticking with him. What is your alternative? Bullpen game the way?
So I'm saying everybody else. I mean, you see it right now over on if you're following the Twins game, like Joe Ryan, he gone, and I know Joe Ryan.
Yeah, that's so different.
It's not Spencer Strider.
Strider's supposed to be a top 10, top 5, maybe even pitcher. He's their one. I know it's early in his career, but for me, one run and second and third, dude can easily punch it. Even if it's no outs, dude can punch out the side, and you're like, all right, we're good. He's back. He's back on track. For me, it's got to be, if it's 3-0 and you're in that spot and they're on, I don't know, his slider's off and they're on his heater or whatever. I mean, it's hard to be on his heater regardless. But, I would have to be in a different situation to pull
You'd
him
need
that
more
quickly.
runs. You'd need more runs.
I would need more runs for Strider. Yeah.
But game
5, 1-0, no.
But game 5 with Fried, you're doing it. You're taking him out.
Well, Fried, if he looked like Fried like that the other day, that's not a 1 or a 2. He looked like a 4. No?
I agree. But
it's
I'm
not
saying,
a slight on him. I mean, usually he's what, a 1 or a 2?
Fried,
Yeah.
I had Fried possibly the Cy Young Award winner for the National League.
Yeah.
I think he's a 1, and I think he's got the mentality. I think he's going to have an unbelievable year. Forrest Wall. Who had Forrest Wall getting an at bat in this game? Not me.
Not BetMGM probably either. Wow. Let's see what you got here. Run, Forrest, run, right?
I mean, what did he
Isn't that
hit?
what they say?
460 in the regular season. Forrest Wall, just come on up. You played in the minor leagues forever. Just come on up and hit 460.
Mm-hmm. No big deal.
Yeah, game's easy. Should have been up in the big leagues a lot sooner.
We got a newbie in the chat. I know it's late, but I wish you guys could do this for the Dodger game. Kratz is right. I think more people would like the way you guys do watch-alongs. More natural than Manningcast. Oh, I appreciate that. Manning's got some pretty good love there. If we had the actual game with us too, that was like on the screen, that would be cool. But we'll get there. Don't worry. But to answer your question, no, we're not doing a 9-something start yet. But if
I'm
the
game.
Dodgers,
why not, Scott?
No, I'm game.
You're not ready to game?
Oh, you're challenging me?
No, I'm not challenging you.
You know what I call a 9 o'clock game? Breakfast.
We're not even talking about supper or dinner. Scotty Too Hottie gets going at 12 o'clock.
I'm waking up in an hour. Yeah, come on. I will be so locked in. I will say this. I actually thought a lot about it because I was, there's been times in life where people are asking me about teams. I watch probably more. I do watch, not probably. I watch more West Coast late starts in general my entire life, or my entire at least working adult life, like even when I was at MLB, than I do East. East I catch, obviously. But West, because there's also usually less games going on, you can focus more. I end up like pretty damn locked in on, Angels, Mariners, Dodgers, Giants. So I'm in. Oh, Kirkering's dad bringing it.
Is he crying?
There we go.
He is crying. Good for him. Good for him. That means so much. Before we do the next thing here, my dad, somebody that was sitting next to my wife, got a picture of my wife when I got my first postseason hit, and next to my wife was my dad, and my dad had the same face that Todd Kirkering, Orion Kirkering's dad, just had on. That like, so happy, but I'm also crying. So happy. I love that. We got to see if we can get Todd Kirkering on the show for tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Okay, maybe next week.
I actually heard we're working on somebody pretty important in the baseball world right now, but he's not a baseball player, so that's all I'm going to say.
I do know.
Don't give it
away.
I don't know if our. Go ahead, Kratz. What?
No, I don't know if our EP is going to be too pleased, but you're one of the EPs, so Corbin Burns is coming on tomorrow on the show. He texted me. Yeah, he He was like, he was trying to move everything, but it's going to kind of hinge when he's on based on the Dodgers winning and the Dodgers losing. But he texted me, he's like based on a guest that we'll have in a different spot. But Corbin Burns told me tomorrow he's in.
Perfect. Can't wait.
No doubt.
I like to get the therapy session wrap up from the players. You know, you let them get home a few days, let it sink in. Like Whit was really good today, but also it's a somber Whit Merrifield today. When he was wrapping up the Blue Jays season, he was really good. He was excellent today.
He was great. He was honest, and it gives you a side that you don't see. People just think, oh, they lost the game. I bet they're just going to go in their private jets and all this stuff. Like, he's got to go back and, like, you decompress at the end of the season because you're so locked in.
All right, so while we have a moment, while they're in between here, let's get into some MLB 9 innings, 23 player cards from dudes that stand out.
Need them.
Hey, outfield in. Easy out, everybody. Easy out. Like I said, easy out. Lucky swing. I mean, come on, everybody gets one, right? Come on, man. That was our last ball. Now we can't play no more.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Want to play another 9 innings?
Really want to lose again?
Gotta love it. Castellanos just homered, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. Deuce. 2 homers for Harper. 2. Oh, and they're showing Nick's kid. What's his name? I forget his name. Trey? No, not Trey. That's bad by me.
I'm bad with the kid names.
I should be.
Little Nicky.
Little Nick. I mean,
Little Nicky.
My daughter's at this game, and I can't wait to hear how excited she was. Like, she's in the lower bowl with her friend. Good stuff. Good stuff.
That guy homered. That guy homered in game 2.
Oh, JT Real Muto. I love this. Like, just
he's good.
The captain of the Phillies, maybe Bryce Harper, or the captain of the postseason. He should get a postseason card that just is like this absolutely upgraded Bryce Harper, because he's currently the highest OPS, active OPS, which was surprising to me, more than Jordan. But Harper, what he's doing to this city, who is now mocking the Braves chop. It feels like the screen, the one shot they showed, the screen is like shaking. The camera is shaking.
Did Marsh get one?
Marsh, are you serious?
Marsh got one too.
I'm glad not everybody is going around the bases staring at Orlando, but Orlando's my friend. I want Orlando to not be stared at.
That is wild.
That is wild. 6
and this is just
homers.
Icing on the cake, but the thing for the Phillies is, and we've talked about this during the regular season too, there's your boy, Aaron Nola. If him and Wheeler look like they have so far, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for people because, they can pitch twice per series if they move on here. I mean, even in this series, obviously. Nola you only got for 1 here, but Wheeler's swinging back for game 5 if needed, right?
And you can't, and there's Turner. I mean, what's Turner's speed? 91? Oof. his speed is elite. So I need like a hunch. I need a hunch on the speed there.
Yep.
I'm
Fair.
arguing with the
No, you can, and just so you know, the way this game works, you can like boost depending on how many cards you have. So, if you want to check it out, I encourage you take a look.
For
Obviously,
sure.
the CTA, you can see how you can get involved. It's on the screen right now, right below Kratz's left bicep.
You can
QR code. There you go. Thank you.
The QR code is like, hit this up. That QR code, like this game is.
It's
and I'm
free.
not a gamer on my phone, but this game is so awesome. It like ties everything in for me. Scan the QR code and download MLB 9 Innings. Game features baseball heroes of the past, City Connect unis, and power rankings, and more.
Wow. You're hired. The new host of Foul Territory, Erik Kratz, everyone. There you go.
I totally wanted to step on your read right there, because seriously, like this game for me, like I don't collect baseball cards anymore. So because I still have my old baseball cards, this is a way for me to collect them, and it doesn't put any junk in my house. And it's like it's a fun, like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like a sim kind of game, essentially? Like,
yes.
Yeah. I don't know the whole genre terms of everything, but it's literally the only game on my phone.
MLB 9 Innings?
It's the only game on my phone. And I was embarrassed when I downloaded it at the All-Star game. I'm like, I don't have any other games? Like, I don't have one other game. I mean, there's some games that my kids put on there, but they just sit and grow cobwebs on my phone. But if that's
well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I got too much other stuff to do. 6 homers. You know what's funny?
Bedlam at the bank.
I wouldn't have said, man, I'm super surprised that they hit 6 home runs. Like if you told me before the game the over-under was set at 3 home runs, I would have been like, yeah, I'm taking the over. Especially who they threw out there to start the game. I thought it was going to be more of like a 9-6 type of game.
Mm-hmm. You think the Dodgers game's going to have runs too, huh?
I do. Yeah. Just because of stuff-wise. I think it's I honestly haven't seen Hernandez pitch. Dieslin. See that thing in the background there? That's a camera on a stick. And you see all the numbers and the notches? They move that camera and it slides right or left. Most home bullpens will have 2 fixed cameras, one for lefties, one for righties. That's a $25,000 camera alone. It's a high-speed camera. But it can tell the one that they put up in center field at stadiums, not the one that we're watching the game on, the one they put up in center field at stadiums, can zoom in so close, you could write H on your one fingernail and I on your other, and it will pick it up and it will show, you'll be able to see what letters are written on your fingernails from center field. That's how big time those cameras are.
Wow.
It's legit. And they have one in the bullpen.
That's for stealing signs, right?
It was never used to steal signs.
Incredible. That would be my first thought.
It was.
Unreal.
It was 100%. If nobody heard the sarcasm in my voice, yes. There's cameras. There's so many cameras in baseball stadiums to the point, look behind home plate. Oh, he just hit him in the leg.
Yeah.
Behind home plate, there's a sign, so it'll be screen right over the catcher's left. That, is a constantly rotating sign. You see it right over top of there. You saw it over top of the umpire's head there. And it's a camera that when I was with the Brewers, we had cameras at the same location. There's 2 boxes, right and left, behind Turner and to Travis d'Arnaud's right there. And those cameras, we connected that to a program that you could take at bats as a right-handed hitter against the pitcher that we were facing that day. You follow what I'm saying?
A little bit, but keep going.
So that camera in Milwaukee, we would use it and it would load into the program. Let's say we faced Clayton Kershaw before in the season. I can log into the program and you take at bats and basically you can pause. The screen will go blank and you'll say, okay, what pitch was that? Whether it's halfway to the plate, a quarter of the way to the plate, or out of the pitcher's hands, more difficulty. And we would use that. We would use that video to prep for pitchers we were facing. Not everybody. I would do it because I felt like I needed every advantage I could get. And the series we played against the Dodgers, they sent somebody out with tape, and they put them in a media credentialed. They had the media credentials, and they sent somebody out, put his hands behind his back, and leaned up against that camera and put tape over top of those cameras. Well, we don't get the feed until the next day. And so they go to get the feed, and it's all blacked out. There's no feed. Here, the Dodgers had, like I said, put tape over it so that we couldn't get the feed from the first game of that series.
And what happened?
I have no idea. It's MLB. Don't do that.
Did you guys flip out?
Yeah. We'll take care of it. I mean, it's not, as a player, you're not sitting there like, oh, hey, where do I take the, how do I make a complaint? That stuff's run up the pole and people take care of it. So this was 2018.
Wow. We're going to have to bring that up in a foul territory episode.
It's a good like visual. You can see where those cameras are. Not everybody knows that there's cameras there. Not everybody knows that there's a fixed high-speed camera. But now you're never going to watch a game the same again because you're going to be like, wait a minute. Everybody has a camera there. Supposedly they got in trouble for it, but I don't know. I mean, what are you going to do? They covered up a camera that wasn't like a TV camera. Like it's not. There's no money out of MLB's pocket. So there's that. We'll talk about it.
We're going to have to bring that up on the show.
Yeah.
Somebody write that down. I have a lot of questions. Also, obviously trying to multitask.
You're good at multitasking.
Yeah.
What are the chances here that he hits 3 dingers? Have you ever looked up the BetMGM odds on 2 homers in games?
Yes, they're usually pretty favorable.
Pretty steep.
Yeah, as they should be.
The other day I looked it up, and Johan Rojas, don't mess with the Johan.
Yeah.
He had a 950. He was plus 950 to hit 1 home run in a game, and Kyle Schwarber was plus 850 to hit 2. I was like, who's touching 850 for Kyle Schwarber to hit 2 dingers? And didn't he hit 1 home run and then he missed? He popped one up just missed another one. I'm like, I was freaking out, but I just thought it was funny that if I never looked at him before that day, and I don't look at him since because most people are like 14, 15, 1,600 to hit 2.
So it's very difficult to predict someone having a 2-homer game.
Yes, it is.
Very difficult.
Yes. On their end too.
I'm sure, but I'm not bold enough to go down that route. That's too much for me. I'm not even a big home run prop guy in general.
I don't like them.
I'm not a home run prop guy. It's just there's too many variables. I don't feel good. And no, BC, I'm not related to Ryan Braun.
You're not. Believe me.
I'm not.
Oh
no.
Don't try
We're
to
flying
barehand
through here.
that ball. Don't.
3 outs to pick up. 3 big outs. Can they hold on to their 10-2 lead? Stay tuned. And then we'll do a few minute wrap up, and we will get a quick rest and do a little foul territory on a Thursday. Wednesday.
Love it. I got my own chat going here with my buddies at home, and they're just constantly, they're all over like bullpen usage. We shouldn't have brought Strom in the game. We shouldn't have brought, we should take Nola out. They're Philly fans galore. And the way I always talk about Philly fans is they have all the answers with none of the repercussions. I'm sure it's
complaints.
There's complaints
about what's going on this
They
evening.
should have let Nola. They should have let Nola finish. They should have let him finish that inning. I'm just relaying the old chat. It's a private chat line.
I mean, it's ridiculous to be anything but elated and not care about anything in life when your team's up 10-2 in Game 4 against what was the best team in baseball during the regular season. Just saying.
And don't forget, they have Ranger Suarez, who has a 1 ERA against the Braves.
They struggled.
Do you
think they'll let him go a little longer this time around?
No, I don't. I should say 1 ERA. He has a 1. He gives per games that he starts. He's averaging giving up 1 run per game he starts. To me, that's a higher value to look at than ERA, because sometimes you have a shorter leash on certain types of pitchers. But it's a great. He's done really well against them. But no, I don't think they're going to have a shorter leash. I mean, a longer leash. You don't want to go back to Atlanta. Why not take it as a must-win game? In my opinion,
you have a day off too.
That's what I mean.
After, if you lose.
That's what I'm saying. If you lose, you're not playing to lose the game, but you have everybody's rested. And you got Wheeler going. You have a rested bullpen because of the day off. To me, he's going to do it the same way. Will it work twice? I don't know. I don't know. It's good stuff. That's why we talk about these games. That's why we have a free forum, an open forum to talk about these. I need to check in. Can we talk about, even though we're doing the Braves-Phillies game, can we talk about the other game that's happening ahora,
Sure.
right now?
Sure. You can now. Then we'll do our quick post-game wrap-up. What do you got?
3-1. You see it?
I'm only on one game right now. I got one game set up. So you're my eyes and my ears for anything else in life.
3-1.
I know Abreu had a big smash. So did Brantley, and so did Royce Lewis, right?
Yep, and yep. We got dinger by
I know
Brantley.
all of that from, I think, our YouTube chat.
And Thielbar got clipped by Abreu. That should have walked him. But
I thought you said that the Twins have endless amounts of high leverage dudes.
that is what they have, and there's no reason that Thielbar should have been facing Abreu, except he's sandwiched tonight in between Brantley. Great managerial move. He's sandwiched in between Brantley and Jordan.
Do we have our first out?
And Abreu.
There's one.
There it is. I'm just a tick behind you, I think. Alec Boehm's got some tremendous flow.
So does Lorenzen.
Tremendous flow. California, dreaming. Lorenzen's getting bigger too, by the way. His biceps are, and he doesn't even work them out.
Nope, he doesn't. Do we need more from Acuna in this series?
Are you a Braves fan? Yes.
Yeah, if you're a Braves fan.
And I was kind of getting to that with Grant. Like, when things don't go well, is he you know, is he a guy that, you know, he's 2 for 4 today? Oh, good play by Trey. I don't need him to run down the line there. No way was I saying he should run harder. My thing is with Acuna, he's 2 for 4. Like, what else do you need from Acuna?
No, nothing. I mean, what do you want? Him to a home run every game? Like,
right. Like, that's not Bryce Harper's. There's a reason he has the highest career active OPS. Like, it's not of this world. He is on another planet, and Philly is about to erupt. What I want to know is, can Foul Territory get some of these beads that everybody's rocking? I mean, I saw the Bat Boy had some pretty sick beads. Like, these beads don't look like your standard Mardi Gras beads. They look like some demoned beads.
Well, Trey doesn't have them. What's the story behind those? Do we know?
Oh no, I don't know the story. I need to find out. But a lot of guys, I mean, Harper's got them, and they're blinging. They're flossed out. They're icy. What do you think about the obligatory, like, pan to the team that's losing instead of the team that's winning?
I think both. I think it should just be both.
You think it should be equal?
I don't even know if it's equal. I'd like to see both if I'm a fan, you know. You're a national broadcast, you're covering both sides. You want to see the team that steamrolled through everyone, what they're looking at. I think it's always important, even for, like, you know, sports and life lessons. Like, sometimes you're going to think you're on top of the world and you're the best team, and then you get smacked in the face by Harper and the Phils.
Oh, and then my two bases gets covered by Riley right there.
Just in time.
Oh,
you needed a lot of things to happen for that.
And a lot happened. But I wasn't even thinking about it, but I just thought about it there. My thing is, I go back to 2014 wild card. Salvador Perez gets the biggest hit in Royals wild card history because the wild card had just started. But they show Johnny Gomes picking the ball up and handing it to the ball boy down the left field line before they pan to us celebrating on the field. Like, I think it was a big miss in the live. And so ever since that time, almost 10 years ago, like, that's where my mind goes. And I'm like, I don't need to see, and maybe it's because I've been in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see that. I want to see Ranger with a nice fresh cut getting the fans hype. I don't need to see the Braves dejected.
You do.
Do I?
You're documenting the game. I want to see both sides.
Okay, can I get 75-25?
I guess. I mean, you're getting it. You're getting it pretty good right now.
Am I too picky?
Yeah, you're too picky on that. Okay. And also, I mean, you know, we've talked about this, and Trevor May dropped this the other day on our show. He said, you know, in the future, you're just going to be. Oh, I'm a Braves fan. I got the game, and then in my second mini screen right next to it, and it's all like touch, and you're just like, boom. I want my Acuna cam, or I just want my Braves dugout cam, because I just want to see what the boys are thinking right now, staring into space. You know, I don't think it's like anything bad. I don't think it's trolling. Boom.
Alec Bohm. And the Phillies are still set up in that pen for tomorrow night.
Very much so. There was not a ton wasted. And also, I mean, you're just dudes go back to back.
They do go back to back. Absolutely.
But you're saying even with guys that didn't even touch the baseball. Sir Anthony did,
but he's honestly a guy you want to see get out there just because he's been up and down, and now that's only up outings.
Mm-hmm.
Big
How's it going?
Tonight?
What's up?
Big meeting tonight.
Big meeting.
Yeah, big meeting for the Braves.
Team meeting?
Team meeting.
I would not have a team meeting with a game in Philadelphia coming up.
How loud is it going to be after Strider's tongue-in-cheek comments tomorrow? He said about not having fans in the stands. They just showed a fan sign. Strider, sleep tight. We're gonna be in the park tomorrow. What I didn't see the bottom of it. I didn't see what it said.
Well, let's hit a few minutes post game and then we'll bounce. So
Let's do it.
how's it going, everyone? Scott Braun, Erik Kratz, 10-2. Phillies take down the Braves, and the Atlanta Braves are one loss away from their magical season coming to a close. The Philadelphia Phillies showing us that they are very much a force in this playoff race, which I think is not really surprising to anyone, given what they have on paper and how well they played after the first, month and a half of the season. So this was an edge in terms of the pitching matchup on paper that played out that way, as Bryce Elder started off very hot, picking up Ks too, which you don't always see from him. And you saw a little more of like the first half Bryce Elder, but then the Phillies got to him and they light up with this crowd, and they had a lot of pop in the bats tonight.
A lot of pop. Postseason franchise record, 6 dingers. Like there's so much beyond like the fans and everything. This team is not only clicking on all cylinders, but to me, and I said before the series, I feel like JT, the way he calls the game is going to be a huge thing. He has done a great job of whoever comes in the game, getting them ready and getting them through the situation that they're in. And they picked up a lot of nice innings from Strom, Sir Anthony, Orion Kirkering, and then to finish it, Lorenzen. Tomorrow night, they have a chance, as Todd Frazier said, to win it in Philly. And that place might melt. The stadium might melt tomorrow night.
It's not going to be easy, though. I mean, this is what you want if you're Atlanta. I mean, sure, you'd rather be at home, but like you've got Strider, you've got your bullpen ready to go. This was not a close game. It's not like, oh, man, I stretched out all my dudes in the pen, too, and I needed 2 innings from Minter. Like, you're good. Like, you've got everything lined up to win a ball game head-to-head with a pitching advantage in Strider against Ranger Suarez. I know you've said Rangers pitched really well against ATL. They get to see him again. They saw him already in a game 1 that the Phillies took. So it is going to be insane for a game 4. How much do you think's on the Phils to be like, yo, we need to wrap this up in front of the crowd and not take this thing back to ATL? Because for me, like, yes, but at the same time, it's Wheeler game 5. It's not like the end of the world. I could see a world where Strider's great, ATL wins a closer game, and then it goes down to a game 5 and Wheeler brings it again in that game 5 and the Phils win. Like, anything could play out right now, and I would not be surprised with these 2 heavyweights. I think they're both also showing off that, I mean, these are 2 of the better ball clubs. Probably shouldn't have been meeting up in the NLDS, but I'll take it. It's awesome. It's definitely been a pretty cool series.
Without a doubt, a cool series. And I don't know, like tonight, the Phillies are feeling swaggy. They're like, okay, we just took this team down. Our offense was able to show what we can do. But I also think tomorrow they're going to have what you just said. You don't want to go and play game 5. Not that if they lose tomorrow night's game, they're going to sit there and go, oh no, we can't beat Freed in Atlanta. That place is ruckus. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in the moment, you want to finish them in Philly. And that's where they're going to draw their confidence. That's where they're going to draw that swag from after scoring 10 runs. It almost feels like when you were talking about like this game for the Braves, like they're like, we're kind of like where we're at kind of thing. Do you think maybe they punted this game? Not saying the offense did.
No.
I'm saying
from a pitching standpoint? Yeah, I mean, I think you save it up a little bit. Did they? I mean, it wasn't close pretty quickly though, right? You're saying early stage, you start to bring in your highest leverage guys in
especially,
like the third.
Well, you knew Bryce Elder was not going to be. As soon as that sun went down, it started to become bombs over Baghdad. It was rockets everywhere. And to me, I'm not. When I say punting, that sounds like they weren't even trying.
No,
I know they were
I know
trying.
what you're saying. You didn't put your highest leverage in early action, but it was early. It was pretty early. And you have
But
a lot
wouldn't
of
you
game to get through.
to me, wouldn't you want to set, like, if the Phillies had won game 2, does Bryce Elder throw as many pitches as he threw?
No.
So why in this game? Why does he get to face Harper? I said that in halfway through the second inning.
He was going well. I mean,
Yes, but he wasn't. He was going well
until he wasn't.
When the sun was behind them.
Right. So you're big on once the Phillies had their batter's eye in check, it was liftoff. They're not getting fooled. Pitch to contact.
He should
their
not
contact
face.
goes a long way.
Yes, he should not face Harper. To me, in that lineup, I'm okay if he gives up a dinger to Schwarber, I'm okay. I don't think Trey's going to give you too much damage, but I think it's a situation where he can't face Harper. And to me, that put the game out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, we're looking at it now.
And it's 10-2. I mean, but yes, I get what you're saying, but it's 10-2. I understand. It was not 10-2 then. It was 4-1. And also, I mean, Atlanta's got to score runs. Like, they got to put up runs. It didn't kind of matter there, but this is supposed to be a dominant offense. That's what you needed in the last game. I'm looking at it and we're like, yeah, Philly's winning and this is surprising, but I'm like, Braves are going to have to win some games where they put up 5-6 runs, whatever it is,
But that's, to me, that's the game right there. And that's why you bring in, this is the whole age-old debate of, well, why are you bringing in your high leverage reliever in the 6th inning? Because that could be the key at-bat of the game. You have to be able to see that as the key at-bat of the game. We have 20/20's hindsight. I get that. Harper hit the dinger. But there was already things going on. There was traffic. And if it's an elimination game, Bryce Elder's not facing Harper. He might not even face Schwarber. But in this game, I let him face Schwarber because then I let him also face Trey Turner. He earned that, but not Harper.
Congratulations. You're about to face an elimination game, but it's Strider on the mound for ATL. And we'll see.
Oof,
Phillies have to take one.
There's not many people you want on the mound.
It's going to be insane again. And we're going to be all over it on Foul Territory. If you're catching us for the first time, myself, Kratz, and a cast of many others on this show, breaking down all the playoff games, doing some watch-alongs, some watch parties. So thanks for watching our little wrap-up. And if you were with us for the whole watch-along, really appreciate you. We'll do more of this. If you like it, let us know. Little sub, drop a comment, the whole deal. And we will see you very soon on this very Foul Territory YouTube channel.